What's going on, guys? It's your boy here, RazorSharpPicks, coming at you live for a Thursday night of horse racing. It's not only horse racing, though. We got an amazing guest here tonight, Trevor McCarthy, professional jockey. He's won millions of dollars in his lifetime. He's got so many good stats. I can't wait for you all to hear him. We got a bunch of questions ready for him. It's going to be a fun night, guys. We got only one race going tonight, one track. We got Mountaineer Park. So we will be handicapping each and every single one of those races with everyone in the chat and my guest as well. You know how we do it here. We have some guests on the show. We handicap the races. We talk about them. We break it down. And hopefully at the end of the night, we win some tickets. Last week, I know we hit a big trifecta for about $1,200. Tom hit a nice little, I think it was 21-1 winner. Ed and Gas and everyone, we're always hitting nice tickets. And shout out to the fucking chat. Appreciate all you guys. You guys are winning more money than me sometimes. We help each other out, and that's what it's all about here. So I appreciate everyone in the chat. But let's bring on our guest before I shout out everyone in the chat. My leadoff hitter, as always, Mr. Tom and Tom. How you doing, Tom?
I'm not that fast anymore. I don't know if I can be a leadoff hitter, but I appreciate it. I'm more middle of the order guy. But no, I love being your leadoff hitter. Thank you so much for having me, as always, Razor. Tonight especially, it's going to be a real fun night. We already have 19 people, and we just popped off. See a couple new people in here. Hey, Kent. A lot of the gang is in here. Melissa, of course. Spenny. Rob, this is awesome. Bruce, this is so cool. It's gonna be a fun day. Hopefully we'll cash some tickets. I'm putting some harness plays up there, and I know Spenny said he's gonna do some New Zealand or Australian. So I know he's the master of that.
Yes.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good day.
Thanks for coming as always, and shout out for Tom and Tom hooking us up with Trevor McCarthy as well. Let's bring on our next guest. He's known as the Hitman. He's Mr. Smooth Ed. How you doing, Ed?
Okay, how's everybody else doing?
Eddie.
Good, Ed. It's going to be a fun night. We got your questions ready, so he'll be here at 8 o'clock. It's going to be a fun night. I'm glad you could join us.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here.
Yes, we're going to learn a lot. I know I got a lot of questions. I had to cut some out, but it's going to be a fun night, guys. I hope he stays here for as long as he can. And if you guys have any questions in the chat, make sure you pop them up, and we will ask him. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Kent's in the house. Appreciate you, Kent, for stopping in. Kevin, as always, is here. Alex, appreciate you for stopping by. Make sure you guys press that like button. Spencer, of course, you'd be here, man. I appreciate the support as always, and the invite is out. So if you'd like to join us, hop on, brother. Fat Wally's in the house. I know he's rocking his Cashied hat tonight. Appreciate you, Fat Wally's always stopping in. Rob's in the house. I knew he'd be here. Melissa's in the house. Appreciate you, Melissa. Always spitting out winners, too, recently. I see her in the chat. She thinks we don't see it, but we see it, and she wins money. So appreciate you, Melissa, for coming in. JM, that's right. Trevor McCarthy will be here at 8 o'clock. We're going to have a live interview with a professional jockey who's won a lot of races. He's won over 1,500 races. So it's going to be a fun time asking him questions, picking his brain, and find out what's going on in the horse racing. So appreciate you stopping in, JM. Alex, appreciate it.
Alex.
Who else we got in here? Mark, appreciate you, Mark. Indiana Grand got him today. Hopefully we can get it back to him.
You see
Zapple's in the house. What's going on?
Guillermo, the King of Santa Anita, is even stopping by.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, I saw him earlier. A couple people I know sent me some questions. A couple people sent Razor some questions. So we'll ask until he gets sick of talking. I didn't really set up. He didn't ask how long it was going to be. We'll see how it goes. Black and East Parks killed me yesterday and today. Black and East.
Mark's in the house. Jeffrey's in the house. Chris is in the house. Bruce is in the house. The whole gang and more is here. What's going on, Rob? Appreciate everyone stopping in. And, of course, big shout-out to Pub Sports Radio, as always, hosting tonight's show every Tuesday and Thursday. We're here every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and we are here Thursday nights as well at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern with a lot more tracks going on. So make sure you guys press that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we go live every day here at Pub Sports Radio. We cover a lot. We cover horse racing, UFC, NBA, NFL, college football. So it's a big fun time here at Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to you guys and cheers. Let's win some money tonight.
And your boy Russell got his hat.
Yeah,
his
Russell
RSP,
K. Shout out to
Cash It hat, I should say.
Russell K. got his Cash It hat today.
Looking pretty smooth in it.
Guillermo's in the house. What's up, G? All right, so let's get right into it. We've got about 23 more minutes until the man Trevor McCarthy joins us. So we will be able to get race 3 in Mountaineer. Swervin's in the house. What's going on, Swervin?
I saw he was up. He was one of the top dogs for the competition at Pub Sports. Or did he win last week? Or did he come in second, Swearing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100%. Also, shout out to the round 4 contestants, Mountaineer Pub Sports Radio, our survivor pool. We have 6 people left. That means the top 3 will be making it to round 5. We have 6 people left, so shout out to those 6, and good luck, and hopefully you can make it to the semis.
And thank God, I thought we were gonna. I'm sorry, Razor.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
Today's their first day in a couple days because they lost power. There's something was screwed up with their lighting. So I was happy. Wally put it up in the chat early that we were on board. So that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good sign. We'll hit some prices tonight.
Yes, hopefully. Let's get it. Spencer's on 478 Mountaineer race 3. So Mr. Hitman, what kind of hits you got for race 3? Mountaineer.
I have 5, 4, 3, but I'm looking at that 8 now. Everybody likes that 8.
Capone's Loft.
Oh, I could put that down.
Yeah, the 8 doesn't look bad at all. Tom, what about you? Mountaineer race 3. What are you looking at?
I like the 7 and the 4, and unfortunately, I kind of like the 5 too. Might be too good of a horse to leave out, but I'm going to take a look at this 8 that you guys are talking about. Pretty good pedigree.
Yeah, the 8's a solid horse.
What are they? They're going 5.5.
He's raced 7 times.
5.5.
Yep.
Placed second, showed twice. He's only missed the money 3 times.
Yeah.
We do have some first-time starters. The 3, the 1, and the 6. I actually like the 6, California Onyx. That's who I was looking at. It's hard to say this. I know Spencer's going to shoot me. But I kind of like the 5 as well. I kind of like what edges popped up, the 5, the 8, and 3. See what the chat's got up there. Divine's going exacta 1-6 at Ascot NZ. Black and Ease is going Mountaineer race 3. He likes the 8 at 10-1. Unfortunately, I believe it just dropped. It's now at 9-2. Smooth Ed is on 5-8-3. JM is on 7-5. Zabel thinks the 8 looks good as well. Spencer with the New Zealand race, Ascot race 3, 1-3 over 1-3, 13, 12, and 6. Tom went 5-7-4 Mountain. Appreciate you, Ken. Like he said, don't forget to subscribe and press that thumbs up button, guys. I appreciate it. I see we almost have 45, 50 plus people in here, and we got 20 likes. So appreciate you guys pressing that like button. And make sure you guys tune in about 19 more minutes. We will have Trevor McCarthy, one of the leading jockeys, on the show. So get ready. And if you have questions, let us know. We will ask him. Jeffrey went 7-1-6 Mountaineer race 3.
I think you guys talked me into this 8.
I went 5-4-3. I didn't. I'm not know about that 8. I'm thinking about him. So I went 5, 4, 3.
Hey, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's here. Dennis Trusty, as always. Shout out to Dennis Trusty, man, for what he put out on Twitter. That was really cool with the graphic on it with your logo, Razor.
Oh yeah,
that was freaking awesome.
Tom, Trevor, he follows you on Twitter, right?
He does.
So I think you might have to send it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I will do that now. I have trouble forwarding it, so I will try to do it right now.
It won't let me message him.
Okay.
Smooth Ed is changing 543. Old National went 578. What's going on, Jeffrey? Appreciate you stopping in as always.
Shoot. I can't forward it. Hang on a second.
I just went 358. Exactly.
I'm gonna pop out for a minute.
Okay. DSM is on the 347. All right, so we got about 5 minutes till race 3. We got about 17 minutes till Trevor McCarthy joins us, professional jockey, right here on Pub Sports Radio. Hopefully he's the first of many jockeys that we've been talking to, a couple trainers and owners, so hopefully we can get a couple more guys on here and just learn some stuff. I know I'm learning a lot just by being on the show. Everyone in the chat, Ed, Gas, all you guys, I've been learning, and I appreciate all the support as well.
I learn something every night. You see me writing notes down there. You can't see me writing, but I take a lot of notes. I learn something continually.
Yep.
If I don't agree with you, I write it down, then I check it out to see where I was wrong at.
Yep. Ken went 358, exacta box 358. Oh wait, 35 exacta try 358, and oh no, Ken, I just went 358. I didn't throw in a fourth horse. If I had to throw in the fourth horse, I'd put in the 7. But I'm just gonna keep it at 3. Kevin's in the house. Frank Vega's in the house. What's going on, Frank? Look at that, Spencer cashing it at New Zealand.
I have to see how he plays New Zealand because he's a pace and speed. I don't know where he gets these figures from. I'll have to ask him when I see him.
Nice job. That's the way to start it out. First race, cashing a ticket. Mark Skillman tagged along and tailed it. He's a winner too. Appreciate you guys posting up your picks and everything. If you guys got any plays in the chat, make sure you post them up. Let us know what you got. Let's work out some winners. Like I always say, it's all of us against the book. So let's find out who that winner is and attack. $13 came in third, so he cashed in the trifecta too. Rob got the win place on the 1. Nice job. Alex Rodriguez is in the house. What's going on, Alex? Appreciate you guys coming in as always. 50 plus people in the chat. Make sure you guys press that like button, subscribe, and make sure you guys check out pubsportsradio.com. Follow them on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and right here on YouTube. We're coming out with a lot of new content. Your boys got a new shirt coming to pubsportsradio.com. So we got some merchandise coming. We got some hoodies coming. We got some hats coming. So I appreciate all the support as always. Yes, Wally, exactly. Ask a question, even if you think it's dumb. There's no question that's dumb. If we don't know it, we'll find it for you.
My computer skills actually surprised me. I was able to ford it out.
When
I'm
you
not
say
sure.
you figured it out, did you mean your wife or you actually got it yourself?
I actually got it myself.
Oh, shit. Check out you.
I know. I'm not drunk yet, so. No.
Key word was yet. Did you hear that, Ed?
Yeah, well, of course I put that in. Just had to, yeah. Anyway, sometimes it's hard to forward the thing. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, did Spencer hit that New Zealand race?
Yeah, exacta and trifecta.
Holy shit, that's awesome, Spenny. I wish I could play that. I cannot play that track. That's awesome, Spencer.
They don't call them spinny bombs for nothing.
No, sir.
Kent said Tokyo later tonight, race 1. He's on the 10. So we got about 2 minutes.
Okay, I actually can play that race. I might just do it just for hope.
3. My favorite horse is the 3. I went 3-5-8 exacta box, trifecta box. Now I sprinkled a little bit on the 3 horse. Alex said Tom Cash at Dover. Nice, Dover Downs.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. Thank you for letting me know. I was just trying to pull that up. All right. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm getting the hang of this harness thing. Dennis Garcia would be proud.
All right, so we got about 0 minutes till Mountaineer race 3. See what kind of payouts with race 1 and 2. See if we missed anything.
And Ken, I tailed you for that horse race over there in Tokyo at 12:40.
Looks like race 1 and 2 was a little chalky. That 8 horse is back up to 5-1.
Oh, cool.
It was opened up at 10-1. It dropped down to 9-2, and it is back up to 5-1.
Alex, did you play that one in Dover? Hope so. Trusty likes that 8 too. Okay. I don't know, Wally.
Up in the gate.
It's REI. That's kind of a cool rain. I don't know what kids are wearing these days. I guess it's better than Deacon Mike telling me I'm wearing a Walmart. I'm wearing a Nick Walmart shirt.
Went from Walmart to Kohl's. Upgrade, huh?
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Walmart's a step up from Goodwill.
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right, they're loading up in the gate, and they are in the gate, Mountaineer race 3, and they are off. 6 stumbled a little bit, stayed back. 1 also stayed back a little bit. He's on the inside, but out front is that favorite, the 5 horse. And then we got about 4 wide right behind him, the 2, the 4, the 7, and the 8. But the 4 broke out from the little pack. So you got 5 out front. You got 5, 4, 7, 8. That 5 is strong at the favorite. At 1-2, he's off. And then you got the 4, Roberto's Ticket, right behind him. And then you have the 7. Then you have the 2 starting to make a move on the inside. And you have the 8 trying to come on the outside. But that 5 is way out front. And the 5 is looking strong at 1-2. It's really just going to be a battle for second. It's looking like the 4 is holding on to second. 7's trying to make a move on the inside.
Get up there, 7.
7 is trying to make a hard move. It's going to be a late run, but the 4 is going to hold on. 5, 4, 7, 8.
Cash exacta. Cash trifecta. It's going to be a good day.
Nice.
Good.
Nice job.
And then I think Trevor is trying to get on.
Okay, cool.
Just to let you know, yeah, he's like, should I go on? I'm like, we're just calling the race.
Yep, so we're good. We just finished race 3, and the man is here. He's backstage. So let's get into it. Our guest, Mr. Trevor McCarthy. He's one of the best jockeys I've ever seen, guys. He has 11 riding titles in Maryland. He's the state's leading rider in 2013, 2014, 2016, and 2019. He's had top 10 wins in 2014, 2016, and 2019. He had 38 victories in 2020, which was only 12 more than Alex, and he only had 6 days left, so you know he was going to win the title again. The man, the professional jockey, Mr. Trevor McCarthy. How you doing, Trevor?
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Hi.
Thanks
Appreciate you coming on as always, man. I appreciate
Yes,
the
wow.
support. Appreciate you coming on, taking the time out of your day. How you been doing?
Everything's great. You know, as good as I can get during this COVID 2020 year.
Yes, it's been something.
Absolutely. No, Trevor, I'm Tom. I'm it's Razor's show. I'm just lucky enough to be a guest on the show. So really appreciate you hopping on, and thank you for just always being good with the fans. Seeing you at a couple tracks, you're always talking to folks and everything like that. So it's an honor to have you on here. I've been tweeting out everything, as I'm sure you saw, and thank you for the retweets.
No, of course. You know, I've been excited to jump on the stream here and talk some horse racing with you guys.
Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate you stopping in. So let's get right into it. We got some questions for you. So I mean, my first question is, your dad is a great professional jockey as well. He ran from 1982 to 2002, and he had over 2,900 wins. So how much did you learn from your dad for just being a great jockey as well?
You know, I have to give a lot of credit to my father. You know, he was the one that from a young age I just always latched on to. You know, if he was going to the track, I was going with him, and if he didn't wake me up in the morning and he was gone and I was up and you know, joining my brothers and sisters at breakfast, I was crying. You know, I just wanted to be around him. I wanted to learn so much knowledge from him, and he gave me so much knowledge. I mean, all the success that I've had so far, he's been a huge credit from. And without him, I probably wouldn't be in the position that I'm in.
That's awesome. That's great stuff. And not even just your father now, which is crazy. So how much have you learned from him as well?
Sorry, I think I lost you guys for a minute there. Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep, super. Sorry.
Okay, cool. So that's okay. That's why you do a live show. It's awesome. We love it. So not only your dad, but now we also have your father-in-law, who was a jockey as well. How much did you learn from him as well?
Yeah, it's funny. You know, I've had some, like I said, some really good mentors. So it's nice. You know, I always had my dad, and he was always my biggest critic and teaching me different things. And sometimes, you know, not everything that he taught me always worked for me, you know. So to learn from other jockeys and, you know, so much as Katie's father, Robbie, who is a very successful rider, you know, I've learned so much from him. And, you know, it's not like that he's even taught me really a whole lot, but just listening to different things that he's talked about, I've kind of stole from him, you know, is a good way to put it. And sometimes I'll tell him like, hey, you remember, you know, that story you were telling me, or, you know, you're telling me this or telling me that. And, you know, I used that today, or, you know, I tried that worked, you know. And it seemed like the more I kind of told him that, the more stories he kind of hinted to me and ideas, and he was kind of seeing where I was and, like, oh, is this kid going to listen to me? Is this kid not going to listen to me? And I think now we've grown to have a great relationship. And we talk a lot of racing. We talk a lot of horses, and, he watches the races just as much as my dad does, and he's watching Katie and watching me at the same time. So, it's nice, we'll go over the races almost every night, me and my father. And then sometimes, I'll get Robbie to chime in, and, we get Katie
cool.
to chime in. So it's like,
Wow.
it's a deadly combination. It's a deadly team, so
That's awesome.
I'm very fortunate for it.
So how do you leave horse racing at the track and do you bring it home, or how does that work? Because that's got to be
Yeah,
insane too.
that's tough. I would say the first few months we started dating and living together, it was like, man, I'm like, I ride so much, not so much different, but, I look at things a little bit different. I'm a little bit harder on myself, and I want the best for Katie. So I was kind of hard on her at first. And, so I had to kind of back off, and we kind of had to sit down and had to talk and just say, hey, like, we got to leave this at the track. And when we come home, we're going to enjoy our outside life. Because it came to the point where there was too much tension, but, we were both so competitive. It's like, I'd come home, with a 4-win day, and she'd come home and be 0 for 5, and it's just like, you have one person that's down and one person that's up. And then you'd have one day where, she had a winner or 2 winners, and I went 0 for 10 for the day, rode the card, had a bad day. And it's just like, we kind of learned to level it out where, we pick each other up when we're down, and we cheer each other on when we're doing well. And even in the races, if anybody's going to beat me, I hope it's her. And I think she's the same way with me. And, if I'm, going back through the field, I would like to see her win too, so it's just, we've grown to where we really pat each other on the back, and we leave our business at the track, and we come home and we enjoy each other, which it worked very well.
Good.
That's awesome.
That is great. That is great.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of horse players, obviously. And that's why we're talking to you, and it's appreciated. We've got a lot of questions that a lot of the folks in the chatter want. I've got a couple ones myself that I'd like you to kind of. I mean, how is it in the jockey room? I mean, you guys, is it just like any other work? Because you're with the same group of folks in the jockey room, and then you're going out there and you want to win. And then it's okay. It's almost like with what you're explaining with Katie. Does it just go off? Is it a friendly competitiveness, I guess is what I'm asking?
It's almost like a family, to be honest. You wish everybody the best. You wish everybody safety. But you go out there and you want to win just as bad as everybody else does, And to me, I'm very extremely competitive. I give 100% every time I go out and ride. And, to me, it's, I wish everybody the best of luck, but, there's a lot of tension. It's a lot of tension. I mean, you're going to have arguments with guys. You're going to have fights with guys, and you're going to have guys that pick on you and, kind of see you in a bad spot or see you, not doing as well, that you have so much success that they're like, okay, it's kind of like they're taking a shot at the big dog. Everybody's kind of on you, and they wish the best for you, but when you go out there, it's like a war. It's like every man for themselves. And when we come back, everybody respects one another, and everybody wishes everybody good luck, and everybody wishes everybody safety. So it's hard. Like it's the same thing with like me and Katie. Like, you got to leave it in the jocks room, and then you got to go out there and you got to look out for one another. But at the same time, you got to ride your own race. I mean, and you got to give your clients 100%. And, a lot of these guys, we have families, and, they're trying to support their families as well and they're trying to do the best they can for their clients. So, sometimes is it frustrating? Yeah. But in another sense, you're doing the same thing. So it's like, okay, you can't really say, oh, that guy's a jerk. He tried to box me in and he was trying to screw me when I was on a 1-5 shot. But it's like, okay, well, I would have done the same thing,
Right.
I'm trying to win the race as well. And I'm trying to do the best for my clientele. And, so it's an awkward situation, but it's reality. And that's what you have to kind of conclude it to.
Gotcha. Now, do you know if you're on a horse like Happy Saver or Malibu Mischief? By the way, great ride on Malibu Mischief this past weekend. Do you just kind of let them do their thing? Do you a good horse as opposed to one that you're going to have to work? Because those two horses are, I think, pretty special horses. How do you work a horse like that versus a horse that's, we'll say, like a 20-1 or something like that?
With a horse like that, they're fast. They're naturally fast. I mean, Happy Saver, what a monster he is. I would have loved to see him run in the British Cup Classic, but they probably did the right thing. They took a shot at a big race and they succeeded their goal. But back to the question, it's just horses are naturally fast, so most of the time you're able to put them in a position to win. If they have that true big talent, you don't want to leave them too much trouble. You really want to get them comfortable wise and put them in a winning position. You want to break, you want to get a good break and get a good position and take it from there. Almost like kind of give the horse no excuses. Where
Gotcha.
a longer shot, yeah, you need the perfect trip to win. Got to save ground. Got to save as much horse as you can. You got to find some cover, and you got to follow the good horses and hope you win, or at least get a piece of it. So to me, it's very different. You have to, when you're riding those good horses, you have to have that mental, that mental preparation to where, okay, I am the best horse. What are these other guys going to be trying to do?
Can't hear you. Can you hear us, Trevor?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, you're good.
So I was saying, what are the other guys going to think, trying to beat me? Well, what is the way that they can maybe beat me? Or, you kind of got to run their plans, your plan as well, but their plans too. So, riding those good horses, like I said, you just kind of got to leave them out of trouble, find a good position with them. And, if they don't show up, they don't show up, but, you ride them as the best horse in the race, which most of the time, like a Happy Saver will be in a race, that I rode him in. I thought I really gave him a good ride that day in the Jockey Club Go Cup where, he's running against older and he saved all the ground. He had a perfect trip. He got through the inside and he won. So that might have made the difference. But in a race like the Tessio, where he was the big heavy favorite, it worked out. He was fast. He got good position. I was able to give him a nice breather and he finished strong. So that's the way I look at it.
That's great information, man. A question that I have, and also Dennis Trusty kind of has the same kind of question. Do you handicap the race before you ride in it? Do you use like the race book? Do you use a certain type of program or anything like that, or you just go out there and try your best?
Of course. I mean, handicapping is huge. It's same as you guys. You're looking to see, numbers and horses, and you're watching replays to see on trips. Did this horse get boxed in, or did he get in a little bit of trouble last time? I'm my agent. He's a big black box guy, so I get numbers from him sometimes. I get on DRF. When the entries come out, I print out the PPs. I print out all the races, and I start marking my chart right after entries. Start to study. Maybe do a small peek through just to see. Maybe how the race is going to set up, almost like a scan. Get to know my horses, and during the week, We're out in the morning, talk strategy with trainers and different things like that, and then go back, watch some replays. Sometimes watch replays on other horses. Same thing. You're always looking for other horses that, maybe last time they got in a little bit of trouble and, they got a different post position today. And, there's so many different tactics. I mean, you guys know as huge players, you're always looking for something that's out of the ordinary. So same thing as a jockey, we're handicapping what horses to follow, what horses are there to beat. Who's going to be in front of me, who's going to be behind me. There's different tactics. So when you're out there and you're riding a race, you're constantly thinking, if I'm, on the lead or laying second, I'm automatically thinking, okay, who's in front of me? Okay, it's a 20-1 shot. I really don't have to get in a big hurry with him. I just got to worry about the 2 or 3 behind me, or, maybe my horse watching his replays, he's a little one pace. So I might want to make a little bit of an early move to get his stride going, so the closers don't run on top of me right away. There's just, different strategies, different horses, you have different strategies, and, and that's the fun part of riding races. It's just like, you never know how it's going to unfold. So you have to have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, the whole alphabet of plans. And it's just, and then watching replays is huge because sometimes you don't know the horses. You've never got on the horses. So, you can say, oh, this guy rode this horse and he won this day. And then the other jockey, what did he do different to get, maybe the horse didn't run so well. And, maybe he's more of a free runner. Maybe he wants to sit a little bit longer. Maybe he's only got a quarter mile of a run. Maybe he's only got an eighth of a mile run. So there's so much into it, studying wise for us.
Yeah, I mean, I study these races a lot, and I'm not even trying to ride the horse, so I know you got to go through a lot of stuff. That's great stuff, man.
How does it feel riding something that fast? I mean, I own a couple paints. They don't go too fast, but how does it feel? Just, I mean, you literally fly. It's got to be amazing, right?
Yeah, it's a huge rush. It's insane. It's like, your heart almost skips a beat as soon as the doors open. And, it's funny. I was just thinking that the other day. It's like, man, I've come over the years, when you start out as an apprentice and then you ride for a certain amount of years, things tend to slow down, and I've noticed that, the last few years. It's like, wow, I remember going out there and thinking like, man, I'm going 1,000 miles an hour around there, I'm in a jet plane. And now it's kind of like, you go out there and you're like, boom, you take a deep breath and you're like, yeah, I'm used to this. Like, it's just like cruising in a car, man. It's just, it's just like, oh, this is me. This is what I love to do. And this is what I, cherish, this is what I, this is what I study. This is what I get up every morning to do. And it's like, when you're out there,
right,
you're in the zone, man, it's unbelievable. It's really something special. And when you have a good horse, like a certain horse like Happy Saver, they're just so smart and they're so push button. And sometimes, you have to ride those horses complete opposite of riding a cheaper horse, because they're so good and they're so push button that sometimes, riders, and especially I've been in that situation where it took me a little bit of a while to figure out how to ride the good horses, because I was so used to riding cheaper horses as an apprentice, where you have to be so aggressive on. And now it's like, man, I had to learn to flip the switch. It's almost like, all right, I got to go in from cruise mode to sport mode, and really turn riding those good horses. You just got to sit so quiet and be one with them, and really almost ride them with your mind, not so much aggression.
Now, speaking of good horses, question from Mr. Spencer. What's your favorite horse you've ever ridden?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Ella Reeb, he was a good highlight for me. I won the Jerome with him, and I came back and I won the Withers. And then he got beaten to Gotham, and he ended up having an injury, and he was kind of like my first highlight horse. But I would say, he would have to be one of my favorites. I loved that filly, Miss Temple City. I broke her maiden.
Oh, right.
Like the year after my bug, man. And it's a funny story. So my agent at the time, or he's still my agent now, I went on her first time out at Laurel going 5.5 on the grass, and she was no lie. She broke slow. She's 10, 15 lengths out of it. And at Laurel, they have the second wire. And I'm like, man, I'm riding her. She's not going nowhere. I'm like, man, I'm dead in the water. So I just tip her outside. As soon as she sees daylight, man, she takes off like a bat out of hell. And she gets up and wins. And I'm like, that filly is a monster. And my dad called me after the race, and he goes, do you know what you just rode? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm telling you, stick with this one. Stick with this one. So I'm like, yeah, you think so? Yeah, that filly, she's a monster. She's going to go places. So I end up a couple mornings later, I'm out at Fairhill. I'm breezing for Graham, and we're talking, and he's going, I really want you to stick with that filly, Miss Temple City. And I go, yeah, where are you going to run her? And, I'm going to take her to Gulfstream now. There's no turf up here anymore. We're going to take her to Gulfstream and run her in an A other than. So I said to my agent, hey, listen, and Graham said to me, listen, she's special. She's special. I love her. She's special. I really want you to stay with her. She's gonna take you places, he told me. I said, okay. So I tell my agent,
I think you're on mute, Trevor.
You there?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So I go, man, I want to go ride this filly, Miss Temple City at Gulfstream. Oh, we got 9 calls. We ride the card at Laurel, and I don't think we can go just ride her. And I go, listen, Graham's telling me like, she's there's really high hopes for her, and that she's gonna go places, and this filly can take us places, and yeah, I don't know, I don't know. No, I think we're just gonna stick at Laurel. And I'm like, I think you're making the wrong move, and no, we can't just go ride the one, and we're gonna take off the card 3 or 4 winners at Laurel. We can't do that. And sure enough, Johnny rides her, and she goes long on the turf, and she wins the A other than.
Oh.
And like 3 days later, I ended up breaking my wrist, and she went on to win. I don't know. Johnny rode her for a while. She went on to win graded states after graded states all that year.
Oh.
I'm sitting on the sidelines watching her every month and a half. I'm like, oh man, I can't watch this filly no more. And then she beats the boys in the Maker's Mark. And so now Drayden rides her in the Diana. I think she got beaten to Diana. And Graham goes, listen, you're going to maybe get back on Miss Temple City. I said, oh, yeah. He goes, yeah, we're going to run her in the Del Mar Oaks. He goes, I'm just waiting. Edgar hasn't given me a confirmation yet to go ride her. So if he's not going, you're going. Pack your bag. I said, okay.
Wow.
And sure enough, Edgar ended up going, and she won the Grade 1 Del Mar Oaks. I was like, oh, man.
Wow.
So she was pretty special, too. That was another really good one. I've been lucky to ride a few of them. So
That's pretty wild. One of the guys asked, and it kind of had to do with one of my questions. Did you, outside of your dad, do you have a favorite jockey growing up? I know you ran against a couple of legends, Gary Stevens and the 15 Preakness. Is he just like another guy at that point, or is he like the legend Gary Stevens?
I was a big Dominguez fan just because I was a kid. I was at Delaware Park,
Oh, sure. Yep.
And so I always, my father was training. We always tried to get Dominguez as much as we could. And between Dominguez and Tony Black, they were 2 highlights of mine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tony Black. He ran at Parks for a while, or Philly Park when it was Philly Park at the time.
Right. So he was a big highlight. But Dominguez was really one that I could say he really stood out. A guy that, at the time I was a kid and always yanking on my dad's shoulder. Man, go bet $2 on Dominguez. It was back then. It was Dominguez and Scott Lake. You couldn't lose.
Yeah, that was my mom's favorite too. Him and Jeremy Rose.
Jeremy Rose. He's still working out at. I think he's still training a couple at Delaware Park. There's just an article on him in the Inquirer last month.
Yeah, he comes out and breeds his horses every couple weeks. Helps Anthony Pecoraro out, and he has a pizza shop up in Pennsylvania where he lives, and so he's doing that, and then he comes out and he has some fun and breeding horses with us. So
that's cool. Yeah, you got two Delaware guys here, Trevor, myself, and Razor both are half an hour away from Delaware Park. So we got some Mid-Atlantic bias.
There you go.
Yes, another question for you. When it comes to blinkers, do you think they're better on or off, or does it depend on the horse, or how do you feel about blinkers?
Yeah, definitely. It's all about the horse. It's with me. I like to give horses a couple runs before throwing the blinkers on. I mean, if they're really bad and really squirrely, really looky, and really telling me like, hey, this horse, he definitely needs it. He's definitely going to need it long down the road. And, then I'll say to the trainer, hey, yeah, try him or put him on. Or, but I always like to give a horse a chance to run first, or, first time starter, or second time, don't rush to put the blinkers on yet. But definitely with some other horses, maybe they're getting a little bit lazier as they get older. But I do like blinkers. I like blinkers to an extent, and like I said, it's just kind of like the horse almost. I like blinkers long on the turf. That's always just been me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've always liked horses that, blinkers on long on the turf. They're stretching them out with the blinkers on. It seems like you can always get a good position. And that's what the key is with turf racing. I think, you got to save ground, you got to get a decent position, right? So with the blinkers, it's almost like, okay, when I see that, it's like, okay, great. The horse has been kind of sitting a little too far back. He's going to put himself in a game a little bit today. I can get a good position with him, hopefully save some ground, and, he'll finish strong for me.
Cool. I've got a question for one of our guys, Deacon Mike. He asks on cheaper horses, how soon out of the gate can you tell if the horse has a shot at winning?
What's funny is the cheaper horses, you never know. Honestly, you just never know.
Wild card.
It's a wild card sometimes, and it's like, I rode a horse the other day, and I was sitting second the whole way. And no lie, at the half mile pole, I'm in a full out drive to keep this horse going. And I'm riding him, and I'm riding him, and I'm riding him, and I'm riding him, and I'm riding him. And everybody in the race come back, and they go, how did you win that race? Everybody's, we're all sitting behind you like, oh, he's dead. He's dead. We don't have to worry about him. We got to worry about the one in front of him. And it's just like, sometimes you keep mowing on them, and you just keep pushing. You keep pushing, and they gradually, just keep coming. You got to be aggressive with them. So they're definitely a wild card. I always like to warm my horses up and before the post parade. I get them away from the pony, give them a good warm up. I mean, they're athletes, as athletes, they get good warm ups, they stretch. So me as a jockey, I'm like, okay, and I was taught that from my father too. You need the horses to get a good warm up. Why? Because runners do the same thing. Football players do the same thing. They stretch and they warm up before they race. So for us with horses, they have to kind of stretch out. You kind of got to put them in a little bit of a race pace before the race. Let them blow out an eighth of a mile. Let them blow out a 16th of a mile, and stride out. And get some air in their lungs, get their blood rolling. And I feel a lot of the time, a lot of horses break better. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys. They keep the horses with the pony warming up, and I'll say, okay, I'm riding this horse for the first time. He likes to sit way back, this horse, and I'll say to myself, man, I can't wait to get out there and warm him up, because I know most of the time that he's going to break a little bit better, a little bit sharper, because his blood is rolling. He's stretched out. He's warmed up, so he's going to be a little bit sharper, and he's not going to be so far back. So for me, that's. Going back to that question is, it's a wild card. It's definitely a wild card with the cheaper horses.
I kind of have a follow-up to that one too. You mentioned the Paddock area, and It's always interesting to me. I love Delaware Park, the most beautiful paddock and one of the most beautiful paddocks in racing, and the fans can go right up front. The trainers talk to you. The owners will put a bug in your ear. Now, do you ever get a chance, especially on horses that you don't know, ever get a chance to talk to like the grooms or the hot walkers, because they're the ones who really spend more time with the horses than most, or is it just what Jamie Ness whispers in your ear, or what Graham whispers in your ear before the race, like how to handle a horse?
No, I mean, definitely. I mean, not all the time. You get feedback from grooms and the hot walkers and stuff, but you know, you see the guys in the morning, the exercise riders. Hey, listen, this horse is doing good. You know, good luck today. You know, he's sharp.
Well, I think you went out again.
Sorry.
Oh, no, don't be. Mine
I don't know why it keeps going.
No, mine did too.
So anyway, so yeah, just you know, the exercise riders, they're giving you some feedback on how the horse is training. I mean, they're getting on the horses every day, so it's nice to hear feedback from them. You know, the morning of the race, or you know, maybe a couple days before the race when the entries come out. And then you know, going to the racetrack, like you say at Delaware Park. You know, the grooms, they're walking us out from the paddock all the way across the road out onto the track, so we get to have a little bit of a conversation with them, and some guys will give you some feedback and say, hey, listen, this horse is doing really good, or hey, you know, he needs to go warm up, or you know, he's not the best breather, maybe just kind of leave him alone. So it's always nice to get a little feedback from everybody, you know.
Cool.
And do you exercise the horses you ride? If not, how difficult is to ride them if you don't?
You know, the exercising we do in the morning. I'm not a busy guy in the morning. I just, you know, I don't have a whole lot of work to do in the morning most of the time, which I'm very lucky and privileged to have. A lot of the trainers I ride for, they kind of like to keep us off, but you know, they do want our advice, and we will work horses for them in the mornings a couple times a week. So it's definitely somewhat of a small advantage to get on the horses in the morning, just because you know, you got on them, you kind of know how their behavior is, and you know, you kind of get a feel for them. But you know, riding a horse that I haven't ridden in the morning, it's you know, that's where the studying comes in. It's just like, you know, that's where you study the form and you watch the replays, and you kind of, you know, and that's another thing too, breaking away from the pony, getting a good warm up. You get that connection with the horse for a few minutes. Figure out, hey, does this horse, you know, does he like to be grabbed? Does he like the long hold? Does he like a short hold? You know, how's his attitude? How's your connection with the horse? Build that connection. You know, is she a little nervous? Let me start petting on her, talking to her. You know, maybe walk her, you know, away down the chute, and kind of keep her away from everybody, and build a connection with her. So that's a big thing too, is just building that connection with the horse. So, you know, you can build that connection with horses in the morning, and then they do trust you in the afternoon a little bit more. But it works both ways, you know.
Now, from like what DSM is asking, how do you adjust to a different horse when the horse you plan on riding is scratched?
So, you know, most of the time, if you pick up a horse, say my horse scratched and I end up picking one up in the race, you know, real quick, change your plans. Got to do my homework fast. You know, got to watch the replays, got to study the race. You know, most of the time, you already studied the race to ride your horse that you were supposed to ride. So you kind of know how the race is going to go, but now you got to pay more attention. You got to study your horse. So now you're watching the replays, you're looking at PPs, you're looking at different trips, and looking at numbers. So I would say that's, you know, when the change of plan comes, you just kind of got to, okay, reset, you know.
It's almost what you do is a little bit like we do. You talk about studying, looking at past performances and everything. Just as a handicapper, it's yeah. We look at it. We not as much as you guys, but just obviously just trying to look at everything that you do, or we do, to try to figure out the puzzle and who's going to win.
Exactly, and you know, I give you guys a lot of credit, man. It's tough, and you know, I've learned from some really big handicappers, some guys that I was out hurt one winter, and I was down at Gulfstream hanging with a few guys that are pretty big gamblers, and I get to learn so much from them. And I'm like, they were looking at stuff and numbers and all that, and trips and sheets and all this. And I mean, I'd go into the room and it would just be, the table be scattered, and I'm like, what is all this?
Looks like a foreign language or something.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Marks.
Like, they're remembering horses from 2 months ago, and got this trip and that trip, and so I got to be around them, and I was like, man, you guys are sick. Like, I thought I had a problem. You guys got a problem.
I don't know if you have if YouTube up on the other screen, but we're getting a couple people are saying this is the best jockey interview they've ever seen. Very informative, great guest. So I don't know if you can see if you can see it on YouTube, but just to let you know, the folks out there are really enjoying it. So we appreciate it.
No worries.
Cool.
Thank you guys for having me. It's a blast. I love talking. So
I had a couple people sent me a couple questions, and this is a really good one. What's the biggest misconception about being a jockey?
The biggest misconception about being a jockey is that gamblers and people watching the races sometimes think, oh, we don't try, or we're fixing races, and it's not 1950 anymore, where
right.
the pots were $5,000, and the guys,
Grants Pass.
They weren't getting paid from the racetracks. They were getting paid from the owners, and the owners were ducking them left and right. There's a lot of money on the line. Even in these stake races, and you got breeding and all this stuff now that's worth a lot of money. So, I rode a horse the other day for Delacour, and finished third in the stake at Laurel and the fillies. What was that? The stake, the Smart Halo it was, finished third.
Right.
And he was like, oh, thank you so much for riding for third. You don't know how important that is. And I go, I do. I understand that. It's more money in our pocket to finish third in a $100,000 race. It's more money in their pocket to finish third than fourth in a $100,000 race. It's big for the owners. It's big for the horse, because now the horse is a 2-year-old and is state's place. So now you got, breeding rights. It's huge. So it's just such a big misconception, guys. And sometimes guys say, oh, well, he never hit that horse, or he never rode that horse. And sometimes we have to look out for the horses, Sometimes, they're athletes.
They are.
It's like, okay, as like a track star, he goes out there and he starts running. All of a sudden, he cramps up. He gets a bad cramp. Are you going to give 100% when you're cramping up? But for the horses, when we're on their back, so if we're not feeling that they're 100%, and especially if you rode them previously, and I've been riding this horse, I know how this horse is, and all of a sudden, he goes from having a ton of horse, and then all of a sudden nothing. To backing through the field, something's the matter if the horse is doing good, or he's been, the last few races he's been running, winning a few races, or he's been knocking on the door, running second, third, always tries, So that's another thing that people misconcept, that, they think, oh, we're not trying just because, we're not riding the horses into the ground,
That's good, because I think all of us have thought that at one point or another. Just especially if we think, especially if it's a favorite or something like that, and it's
definitely. I mean,
it's like what the hell's Trevor doing now? Like, come on, he's on an even money shot. What the heck's going on?
And for us too, it's frustrating, because we look at the program and like, oh yeah, this is my race. I'm on an even money shot. It's a $40,000 allowance race. We're gonna get paid today. We're bringing home the bacon. You're looking at the PPs. Yeah, this horse is 10 buyer points than the rest of the field. I just got to stay out of trouble. And then all of a sudden, boom, something happens. The horse bleeds, or, it wasn't his day, or,
right.
Maybe they ran him back a little quick and he's tired,
You went out again, Trevor.
Sorry, guys.
That's
No,
I was
no,
saying that that's what makes the game so fun. Is just you never know. You never know. So even like riding maybe not the even money shot. Maybe you're riding the second or third choice, and the even money shot don't show up, or you see the even money shot backing through the field, and you're like, oh yeah, like
right.
I can win this race. So so yeah, it's just sometimes that's a big misconception.
This is one of the hottest questions around in thoroughbreds right now. The whip rule. Can you comment on it? That we're seeing pop up in a couple different states, and I guess also, is it hard to hand ride? Talk a little bit about maybe hand riding a horse.
You have all your different perspectives and it's not a huge topic I love to talk about, but it's definitely
Understood.
It's definitely something that needs to be addressed. Something that it definitely needs to be worked on, and it's definitely something that can benefit our industry in a way. Everybody's got their own style of riding. Sometimes horses need it, sometimes they don't. There's horses, sometimes they run from it. They rather run from a stick than they run from a strong hand ride. And it's just, to me, my father always said to me, with change, good riders always adapt to change.
I like that. Wow.
It's just something that I've just had to work on and say, okay, if this is the way it's going to be, then I have to adapt to it. I have to figure out another way to win the race. And I maybe have to think outside the box, or maybe I got to think a little bit longer, or maybe I got to move a little sooner. Maybe I got to wait a little bit longer on this horse today, or, and it's definitely the last few months with the whip rule at Laurel, it's definitely made you think a little bit more. It definitely.
Great answer.
It makes you think a little bit more when you're coming into the stretch. Like, hey, I've only got 6 hits. My horse is running. He's running from a good hand ride, or is he running from the whip? It's maybe if I flag him, 2 different things. And sometimes, and don't get me wrong, it's got me beat a couple times. Where I'm like, man, I should have hit him one more time, or if I could have hit him one more time, or but I guess that's just how it's going to be.
You can't fight it. Right.
Yeah,
That's actually a great answer.
It's just, it's frustrating because we're adapting. We're going through change, and we definitely need the whip as a safety thing. I think New Jersey is out of their mind. To not have a stick, carry a stick, even in the morning. You're training horses in the morning, and horses have a mind of their own. So when you're training them, you have to be sometimes aggressive. It's the same thing with training any other animal, like dogs and stuff like that. They get aggressive with them sometimes.
Sure.
And, these are,
1,200 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, these are 1,200-pound animals. So it's not like you're going to stick your finger on his face and say, no, good boy, bad boy, No, they're going to stomp you if they want to, So it's I hope for the industry itself that it everybody kind of finds a happy medium. That's my wish. And everything kind of works out in the long run. So our game keeps improving, and we can have it for many more generations,
Awesome. And a question from someone in the chat, Alex Condiff. He wants to know, does the trainer ever tell you that the horse should win today, or just give instructions like do your best kind of thing?
What's funny is that sometimes as a rider, you have to almost ride the horses sometimes with your own judgment. Sometimes trainers will give goofy instructions, or and that's a lot of the time I get tweets like, McCarthy, what were you doing out there? How can you let these horses go? Is this and that? And it's just like, sometimes you got to follow instructions, and And for us as riders, it's frustrating sometimes because sometimes it's the right thing, what the right thing to do is, and that's why sometimes you have to question yourself, and some trainers give you legs up and hey, good luck, they respect you and they have the confidence in you that you're going to do the best you can, and they have confidence in your riding to where however it unfolds, you'll figure out a way to get to the winner's circle. Or, he studied the race, so he's figured out, a way to get to the winner's circle. But, definitely trainers are going to give you their tips on a horse. I mean, a lot of trainers I ride for, say, hey, this horse does this, or just want to give you a reminder about this horse and that, and, different tactics or different things about the horse. So sometimes we have to adapt and change our plans, even going out in the race. So that's a good question. It's because you have some guys that are just like leg up, like, hey, how you doing? It's like, all right, well, what do you think about this guy? I don't know. Didn't you study? I'm like, yeah, I did. And they're like, okay, well, best of luck, And then you got other guys who are like, okay, I'm the only speed in the race. Then they're like, oh, take the horse back. And you're like, take the horse back? What do you mean? We're the only speed in the race.
That's awesome.
No, we got to take the horse back. This guy, he might show speed and this and that. So, sometimes you got to just say, hey, I'm the only speed in the race. Like, this guy's telling me one thing, but I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to prove him wrong. But you better hope it works, because if it don't work, then you're going to get chewed out a little bit, and you better have a good excuse, So that's why it's hard, it's tough for us. You got to find a happy medium sometimes going out there.
Another question from someone in the chat, Guillermo Zertucci. Is there one horse that you wish you could have ridden in the past or present? And another question, your wife, is there any horse that she's ridden that you wish you could have rode?
Well, that's good.
That's a good question.
Guillermo he owns Santa Anita. He's our Razor, and I'm Mid-Atlantic guy. Razor does everything, but Guillermo he owns Santa Anita. They're going to name a race after him one of these days.
There you go. I would say a horse that I would have wanted to ride would have been Curlin. I was a big Curlin fan growing up, man. I love that. Yeah. That was like my horse that I idled. I was like, as a kid, like, Curlin, man, what an awesome horse, what a freak, what a monster, So he would have to be definitely one. And going way back in the books, I would have liked to have rode a horse named Hoist the Flag, who was a monster. And a good story with him is my valet now at Laurel. He's 81 years old and he's still working.
Wow.
Still cleans my tack every day. And he galloped Hoist the Flag when he come here to Bowie. And he just talked, he was like, he was just, some kind of horse. He was a freak of a horse. And he goes, everybody says, he was a legend in that time. And, he was better than Seattle Slew, and he was better than this one, and he was better than that one, and that his career ended so short. So all the stories that he tells me with Hoist the Flag, that's another one I would really rather, look back and maybe I would have had to call Marty and the Doc and get me in the time machine and go back and ride Hoist the Flag.
He was running back like in the days of Kelso?
I think so, yeah. Back in like the 40s, maybe.
Okay.
50s.
Okay.
Maybe? Yeah.
I think Kelso was like the 50s or something.
Yeah, 50s, yeah.
Cool. I have a question about the position on a horse. Some jockeys ride real high. Some jockeys ride with their back parallel to the horse. What are your thoughts on that?
You're on Trevor mute.
Everybody's got their own style of how they ride. Some guys ride short, some guys ride long. Some guys are smaller than other guys, so they ride a little bit shorter. Some guys like to be low in the saddle. Some guys like to be high. I mean, for me, I try and stick to being low in the saddle, maybe riding a little bit longer and getting down in the saddle. And then you got guys like Paco Lopez who, stand up in the saddle. And it works for him. That's one guy that blows my mind. I watch him every day, or I ride against him, and I'm like, man, the horses run for that guy. And that's why I think, different positions work for different people and, different styles. And it's just, everybody's, has their own way, I guess.
Yeah, because whenever I see a jockey stand up, I'm like, sit down, go, go. And they just look like they're standing up and going slower. It's funny watching it. It's all
The one I could never figure out is Joe Bravo. He is just so straight. He is so straight up. I'm like, oh, that Joe Bravo's on the 5.
Yeah, he's in the post parade. He's always got shoulders back, head up.
Yeah, he knows well about posture, I guess. But hey,
Yeah.
hell, it works for the man.
Exactly.
And this next question I have you, it's kind of like a 4-part question. So,
All
how
right.
important is it for a horse to change leads? And how do you change leads? And what tactics do you use to hold the horse back? What tactics do you use to tell the horse to go?
Okay, so we're going to do the lead change. I think most of the time it's huge to have a horse change leads. It's almost like you're having another gear, So it's like saying, okay, Tom, go run on your right foot for 10 yards and then, see how you feel in 20 yards. You're going to get tired after that 10 yards, So it's like, okay, so now switch to the other one so you're not so tired. And so, okay, switch back, give yourself another break, So I'm a big believer in that. I need horses to switch leads, and especially when it comes in the stretch. You always have those horses, especially some of those horses that are closers. It's like you need them to switch because they're gonna give you another gear, and they're gonna keep lengthening their stride every time they switch leads. Most of the time, if they're running and they're running well, they're gonna keep lengthening and striding out for you. And how you get them to switch is most of the time horses are so well trained that they know to switch at every corner. Sometimes you have to make the horses switch, and how you do that is sometimes by shifting your weight and steering them in that direction that you want them to go in, or switch leads in. And sometimes you can, if you hit them once, they might jump over. If you hit them left, they might jump over too. So it's different berries, and sometimes you can feel it, and sometimes like, hey, this horse has trouble switching leads, so sometimes you got to keep them together, help them, and then kind of help them over to get on that lead, and then go back to really riding on them again. So they kind of need that break to say, hey, lighten up on me a little bit. I need to swap my leads, and then I'll go for you. So that'd be a different tactic. The other question, I'm sorry, I forgot the other question.
It was a question within a question.
Can you hear
What was
me?
the question?
How important is it for a horse to change leads, and how do you change leads? You answered that one. So how important is it for a horse to change leads?
Yeah, extremely big. I mean, it's just like I said, they give you another. Most of the time, they give you another gear, so we're always looking for a horse to switch leads.
Awesome.
This is more out of curiosity. Jockeys have got to be the most disciplined profession. By that, I mean, if I went to work every day and they said that Tom's coming in 2 pounds over, I'd be like, what the hell, man? Like every race, the fives, 1 pound over. What I mentioned discipline. You have to. I've read a few books. Barbaro is one of my favorite horses of all time, and I read Edgar's book. It's great. He talks about like eating like a half of an apple. What do you do? Like you go out, you have dinner. Is it just like a salad? Is it just 100% discipline?
I wouldn't say 100%, but it's funny because you guys will like this. So I'm 5'9", and I have to definitely watch my diet, watch my weight, and then I have Katie. She's 4'11". She weighs 110 pounds soaking wet. So she, we'll go out to eat, and I'm eating salmon and green beans, and she orders the prime rib with extra sauce. And
wow.
Yeah, so it's like, for her at first, I was like, okay, like, we're going to be together. You want to leave everything at the track, and well, guess what? You know, you're gonna have to learn to diet and help me out here. I mean, you can't just be doing that to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm over
That's
here,
awesome.
like, I'm over here drinking water. You're over there drinking, like, yeah, I'll take another soda. You know, I'm like, yeah, I gotta stick to one glass of water, and you know, I gotta, you know, so it's tough. It's very tough. It's especially for you know, a bigger rider or a taller rider like myself. I have to be very disciplined, but you know, for me, it's like we definitely have a cheat night. You know, it's like Sunday night. There's no racing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So Sunday night, man, I'm having a steak.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
having a potato. I'm having a burger, and you name it. You know, it's on the burger. You know.
That's awesome.
Wow.
You know, maybe a couple beers. You know.
There you go.
That's it. You know, it's like, okay, maybe some ice cream, and that Monday, Tuesday, it's like, okay, I got to kind of work it off this week. You know, I do work out sometimes. You know, I get on my bicycle. I have a stationary bike that I ride and put on the sweatsuit, and I'll ride that. And, but, you know, definitely throughout the week, like, you know, in the morning, maybe a couple eggs, you know, before the races, I have a power bar. Throughout the races, same thing. Maybe like Edgar said, an apple, a banana. You know, maybe in between races, you're taking slices of oranges just to keep your vitamin C up.
Cool.
And then
we're getting,
you know, and then I come home at night, same thing. You know, glass of water. Trying to stay hydrated, and you know, having some fish. You know, vegetables. Maybe some chicken, vegetables. Sometimes, you know, a little bit of steak with some vegetables, but you know, definitely watching what you eat, man. I mean,
we could all learn from that.
yeah, I guess so. I guess it's tough though. It's tough. I tell Katie all the time. I go, you know, you don't know who you're marrying. You know, when I'm done riding, like I'm gonna be like a sumo man. I'm gonna be like one of those guys like on 600-pound life, like trapped in bed. You're gonna be taking
Katie,
a
I need more food. I need a milkshake.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
getting some love for Katie. Horse Honey says, "Bah, Katie is awesome." I guess that was in the response to her eating a prime rib.
Yeah.
So Katie's getting some love from the folks in chat.
There you go.
Yes, and if you're ever in Delaware and you can splurge on some food and drinks, let me and Tom know. It'll be our treat. We owe you.
Yeah, definitely put some money in our pockets.
Wow.
Definitely.
Yes, you've won us a lot of money and lost us money when we bet against you.
Yeah, it works both ways, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. What's your plan when Laura closes? What's the next? Or not closes, but shuts down for the season, I should say.
Well, Laura, we race all year round, so.
That's right. That's right.
So we do race.
Okay.
So Laurel is a year-round track.
Right.
So
That's right.
It's nice that we race in the wintertime, and we can ride. That's what's so nice about you know, here being home for me. It's year-round racing, and
Cool.
you know, and definitely in the wintertime it slows down a little bit because we're not traveling as much. So it's nice. I get to kind of enjoy myself a little bit and work a few days a week and keep fit and kind of get some downtime. You know, visit some family and
Nice.
not so much now with all these COVID rules and protocols, but.
Yeah.
You know, usually, you know, I get to see my parents down in Florida, fly down there for a few days. And, you know, Katie's parents, they're up there in Long Island and they're training at Belmont. So, you know, we might take a drive up there. And, you know, my grandparents, they live in upstate New York. So we might, you know, take a ride up there. So it's nice to have a little bit of a slower season.
Right.
And that's what wintertime kind of does for us.
You got to be back at Delaware in the spring?
Definitely.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Love Delaware.
Cool.
I mean, you know, and that's the summertime too. Delaware's running. We're riding Delaware and Laurel. You know.
Yep.
You know, weekends at Laurel and Delaware on the off days, and you know, riding stakes at Monmouth, and then shooting down the Colonial Downs, and
yeah, you were everywhere. Yeah. I saw you run the Haskell. I was up there for that Saturday.
That was
I
cool.
think that one you got jobbed out of that one when you were on the 5. I forget what the horse's name was, but I know you put an inquiry in. was a valid inquiry. I think it was the 2 races before the Haskell.
Oh, yeah. It was on the grass, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a valid inquiry. But yeah. No,
I think that was. I think I was coming up the rail, and typical Paco, shut me off. Trying to put another guy over the fence.
Love it.
So
Fucking love it.
he's.
Don't worry, it ends here. It's not going out anywhere. Don't worry.
I mean, if somebody asked me a question about what I think about Paco Lopez, I'm not going to answer that question.
Nope. Yes, Math Wizard, Dennis Trusty. He's like Rain Man. Math Wizard was the horse.
Oh, Math Wizard. That's right. Math Wizard. Yeah. He had a good second to Global Campaign that day.
Yep. That was a hell of a ride.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, with COVID, unfortunately, your wedding did get pushed back. It's now on for December. Is it still on for December? Are you guys still thinking about it, or how's it going on with COVID?
Yeah, at the moment, it's a go. Who knows? I mean, like day by day, things are just getting worse, as everybody can kind of see. Everybody's kind of, getting nervous again, and before you know it, it will be all out of toilet paper again, and So at the moment, we're still a go, and we're just gonna kind of take it day by day and see what happens. But that's the thing about these times right now. It's a bit frustrating to plan things, but I guess that's just the cards we're dealt with.
Oh, wow. That is,
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. You guys I've read a couple interviews. You guys have both taken it like, what the hell can you do? I mean, you can't get mad at it. It's just, it is what it is. You have each other, which is awesome. And it's just like life goes on.
Exactly. Like you said, everybody's healthy, everybody's safe. We have each other. So, if it does have to be pushed off again, that special day will come. So.
Awesome. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time. It's been over an hour, so I appreciate you stopping in. Tom, you got any last question for him before he heads out?
No, I'm sure he's going to need a glass of lemon. Well, it's Tuesday, so no beer.
Yeah.
But he's been talking a lot. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But do you think you're the only jock who's won in 5 different states this year? That's kind of a quirky and cool thing that you've done this year.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I am. Maybe I am. I don't know, but it's definitely a big highlight. It's it's fun. Going all over and traveling and winning races everywhere. It's fun, man. It's that's what makes it fun. You travel, you go to different racetracks, you get to ride different horses, you get to ride with different riders, and you get to ride some big races. And it's all about being an athlete. I mean,
right.
It's cool, man. It's like it's almost like a circus show. You're on the road, man. And you're just going town to town. You're riding and you're winning and you're doing good and you're happy and everything's going smooth and and you're healthy, and it's all part of the game. It's all what we do it for. It's what we wake up to do. So.
And the last thing I do, and somebody asked this, and I'm curious too. Do you have a favorite track that you run at, or is it like picking your favorite child or something?
No, I love Colonial, man. I love that track. I love.
Okay, cool.
The turf course is awesome. The dirt course is huge. It's I don't know. It's just one of the meets. It's like we're going down to Colonial for 6 weeks. It's summertime, and.
Right.
We're just gonna have a ball, It's just like it's a new place. It's and that's why I love Laurel. Don't get me wrong, I love Laurel, but it's like, all right, we ride Laurel all year long, and then it's always like, oh yeah, we get a break,
It's almost like a job at Laurel. It's almost like going into the office.
It's like and then you're like, oh yeah, we're going down to Colonial, man. Like people are like, where in the hell is Colonial? It's like, yeah, it's in New Kent, Virginia. Where's that? Yeah, in the middle of nowhere, And it's like,
let's stay at like a
we're
hotel.
Going down there. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be riding races, and the money's great, and it's like our little Saratoga, man. It's like
cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Good to know. Hopefully, it's open next year.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Well,
You
I mean,
know,
for fans and stuff, it's yeah. I've never been. I wanted to go this year, and I couldn't get down there.
Yeah, thanks to me, right?
Yes,
I was the
I
one that-
didn't bring it up.
Everybody says to me, "Oh, yeah, they won't remember you as the leading rider. They'll remember you as the jock that closed down the
No,
2020
screw
Colonial
that.
Downs meet." And I
Screw
go,
that,
"Yeah."
man.
Then I get the people on Twitter. Those are the best guys. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you're the guy that shut down Colonial." And it's yeah, thanks a lot. And I go, "Yeah, big thanks. I was winning 4-5 a night. You really think I wanted to see the place shut down?"
Exactly.
So I
Yeah.
always love those guys' tweets. It was funny.
Yeah.
Somebody said the other day, it was like, because I hadn't heard about it. You know, Colonial was gone. So it's like last week, somebody said, they're like, yeah. And thanks to that kid McCarthy, I had a Virginia bred this year and I couldn't race him. I'm like, man, these guys, it's been like 5 months or 4 months and they're still going on about it, man. I love it.
That's funny. You're a funny guy. You got a future as a talk show. You know, get on TVG or something. I think I only ever heard one. I've read a lot of your interviews, but I think I only heard the one interview, one or two. But you're a real funny guy, and it's been a pleasure.
No, thanks for having me. It's fun, man. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta have fun, man. You gotta have a good time, and it's like, you know, that the more and more I do these talk shows, Zooms, and meetings, and all that stuff, it's like you just gotta. It's almost like having a conversation with you guys if we're sitting at a bar having a couple beers together. You know, it's like
And that's exactly what we do here. We're called Pub Sports Radio for that reason only.
Yeah.
Races.
Yeah.
So
you know, you mentioned Colonial Downs there. That's my hat.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was one of the few tracks I ever got to see it.
Oh, nice.
They shut that down though for a couple of years. I don't know whether they're going to continue. They were going to do away with it, then something happened. They brought it back.
Yeah, I don't know why they closed it the year.
No.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so I guess they closed it the year I had the bug, and they lost money, and they couldn't get up and running, and then this new company, Rose's Gaming and Casino, bought it.
Oh, right.
And Rose's Gaming and Casino bought it, and they put the casino in the grandstand there, and absolutely beautiful casino. They got a nice little bar restaurant in there. Upstairs, they have a really nice dining area, and they had a couple concerts there over not this summer, but the past summer. And they really drew, man, it was so cool. Like I said, it was in the middle of nowhere. And like, all of a sudden the place was packed every night, packed. And it was like, I was like, where did they get these people from? You know?
Yeah, it is packed.
I mean, at Laurel on a good Saturday when they're running 5 states, there was more people there at Colonial than there was, at Laurel on a Saturday running 5 states.
You know, it was amazing to me. I'm from up in Pennsylvania. I went down. It was so damn hot. I just walked outside and couldn't take it. And they were running the horses out there, and I thought, wow. But it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's funny. We do so like same thing. We got to lose weight before the races. So it's night racing, but we got to get there a couple hours early, and by that time 3:00 it's the hottest time of the day. So what do? We get our sauna suits on and we go out there and we literally jog. I mean, slow jog the turf course one time.
Oh man!
And,
wow!
And no lie, man, it's like, woof. I mean, you come back and you're like winded, and bang, you go 1 mile and you lose 2-3 pounds. Bang, done. And any other place you got to go 2-3 laps to do that. But at Colonial, man, you do 1 lap and you're just. Oh man, you just walk out the door and you start soaking wet.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, man. I couldn't take walking out the door. I thought, holy hell, is this hot? And you're out there riding yet. Shoo.
And it's funny, at nighttime it's nice, it's gonna cool down, it cools down. I don't know how them kids do it at Gulfstream all summer. I really don't know how they do it.
No. It's freaking heat box.
I mean,
heat box running during the day.
Breed.
And
Yeah.
one last question for you, because we're here every Tuesday and Thursday night right here on Pub Sports Radio betting horses. So I got to ask, do you ever bet on horses yourself?
Absolutely not. And one thing with me is I always look at it as a jinx. You know, I'm like, man, if I were to bet on myself, I'd probably lose. You know, so it's like I'm not a bettor. And, you know, I want to go out there. I want to win races. I want to make money. And you know, there's nothing good that comes out of betting. Jockeys that bet. You know, it's
a smart point.
It's a bad
Good
deal.
point.
Then you become Pete Rose.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's a
you
good
got plenty
philosophy.
of guys, you know, that have done it, and especially back in the day, older guys, and they say, listen, it ain't worth
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You know? And especially nowadays, I mean, there's so much, like I said to you guys earlier, there's so much money on the line where it's like, it's not even worth it, you know.
Right.
Everybody's going out there and riding 100%, you know.
That's a smart move. That's right.
Yeah, my career is worth a little bit more than a couple of dollars back.
That's for sure. You're right.
I mean, got your picture taken over 1,500 times, so that's pretty it's pretty wild. It's probably about how many times my wife takes pictures of our dog, but but no,
that's amazing.
You've been in the circle over 1,500 times. That's awesome, and I mean you're a young guy and many more to come, and just the guys in chat razz me because we have a chat. We go literally almost 24/7. Oh, who do you like in this race? Who do you like in that race? I'm like, oh, T-Mac's on this, blah, blah, blah. They're like, dude, what's your love affair with T-Mac? I'm like, he's a good jockey. He's a good jockey.
Thanks, man. I you know, it's fun. I just try and go out there and do my thing, but you know, it's nice to have some fans, and you know, I'm very blessed to be healthy and get the opportunities that I've gotten, and I just try and make the best of them. That's for sure.
Cool.
Well, that's good.
Thanks again, Trevor, for coming on. I know you do have Twitter, Trevor McCarthy. Do you have any social medias, any other thing else that we can all follow you on and learn some more from you?
Definitely, man. Instagram, I'm very big on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I am you know, pretty decently busy on Twitter, just because the horse racing thing, but definitely more Instagram than Twitter. So follow me on Instagram.
Will do. Appreciate you, Trevor. Thanks again, man.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a great night.
Thank
Trevor,
you
thanks,
very,
man.
very much.
Good luck this weekend, all right?
Good
Yeah,
luck
guys,
to you,
thanks,
young
man.
man.
It's been awesome.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
You too. Thanks.
Wow, what an interview, guys. Mr. Trevor
Oh.
McCarthy. Shout out to him for coming on.
That was really cool.
Oh,
That was like
wow.
a little kid on Christmas. I don't think it gets any better than that.
And just all this, I mean, the blinkers on the turf. That was one of the more interesting things I got out of that. That was really informative. And he's such a cool guy.
Yeah, he is awesome. And shout out to everyone in the chat as well, asking questions. I tried to get as many as I could, but I know I didn't want to waste all his time. This is one of his nights off, so I wanted to be able to relax with his fiance and have a good little night. And it was awesome, man. He answered all the questions. Learned a lot of stuff, and I hope you guys did too. So shout out to everyone in the chat for the questions. And also shout out to Pub Sports Radio for letting us have him on. Make sure you guys subscribe, press that like button, and turn your notifications on. I see we already got 50 plus likes, so that's awesome, guys. Appreciate the support. I haven't really been paying attention to people's picks in the chat, but now it's time to win some money. We got 3 races left. We got race 7, 8, and 9. So let's try and win some money before we call it a night.
Yeah, ma'am. Race 16 minutes to race 7.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, down to earth.
Just smile all the damn time.
And you can tell he just loves what he does, and it's just amazing. Like Melissa said, he had just the smile and the expression on his face with every answer he had. You could tell he really knows the sport, and I mean, it really doesn't get any much better than that.
No. Now you guys can all stop ragging me for my love affair. See, he is a cool guy. He's a good jockey.
Now Tom can drink a lot more and get drunk.
Well, I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to get up and refill my drink. Yeah, my damn feed went out in the middle of the damn thing.
Wow.
All right.
Saying, Tom left to fix his hair. Tom left again to fix his hair again. Tom went to put the makeup on, freshen up.
Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. All right. We've got, yeah, he is tall for a jockey, 5'9".
I didn't know you could be 5'9" and be a jockey.
No. Deacon Mike, I'm starting to get worried about you. You pay too much attention to my fashion, buddy. I don't know.
All right, so let's. We got about 14 minutes.
Get a drink.
To race 7. So it's time to cash some tickets. I agree, Alex. Tom put his best cologne on. Melissa said, Old Spice. Yeah, of course, Dennis. We'll do. Gonna take a timestamp. Ended about hour and 36 into the show. But yeah, like Tom said, when he told us he likes blinkers on turf, we're gonna have to keep an eye out on that when he races those horses on turf with blinkers. Man, I might have to really pay attention to how he does with those.
Yeah, I never heard that. Never.
Yeah. All right, so we got Ed, race 7, Mountaineer. We got about 13 minutes. What kind of hits you got on Mountaineer race 7?
8-1-2. I'm gonna put the 8-1-2.
8, Sal the Turtle. 1, Saints Marching In. And 2, Giant Boo Boo. Is that the order you like them in? 8-1-2?
Yeah, pretty much so. Yeah. No, yeah. The 1 and 2 could be flopped. The 8's, it's not real strong. It's pretty strong though.
Yeah, I was looking at the 1, Saints Marching In.
Yeah, he's good.
Yep, agreed. We've seen that horse before. That's Dennis Trusty should like that horse just because solely based on the name. The Baco stuff was some of the best stuff of the interview.
Yeah.
Do you know when I got a hell of a time? I got a hell of a time when a horse changes leads. I don't know whether I'm just older, can't see it or what. I really have a hard. I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to watch videos on
it. Jeffrey said key to 8.
Huh.
This is a 6 furlong race. For my long shot, I was kind of looking. Well, he's down to 7-1 now, but I was kind of looking at the 5 too. Awesome Sight. Wish it was still 20-1, but.
Trevor said, "LOL, that was a lot of fun. I could have gone all night. Thanks for having me, and please feel free to reach out anytime to get me back on your show."
Oh, that's what I meant to tell him too. Is we'll have him on again and have Katie on too. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah, tell them to let us know whenever they're free together, and
yeah, that'd be great. What did he say? He was on Instagram.
Yeah, he's got Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Instagram. And just go by the same name, Trevor McCarthy?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, no, he genuinely liked it.
That's awesome.
I think we nailed our second interview. We had Mark, Paul. That was good, but I think this one we nailed, Razor. Good work. Good work, Ed. Good work, everybody in chat.
Yeah, shout out to Tom for getting Trevor as well. It's awesome because Trevor asked us to be on the show, so that's awesome. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, and he wants to come back. Yeah, I said maybe have you and Katie at some point soon.
That's awesome. Big shout out to Trevor McCarthy. Let me grab another beer so we can do a little cheer.
This is good. Yeah, Bruce, the 6 doesn't look bad. I agree with that. It kind of looks chalky, this race. But I feel I need to put something on there. I might put your 6. Kodiak Cowboy. That's a pretty good pedigree.
And I saw we have 60 plus people in here as well. So thanks for coming in tonight. As always, we're here every Tuesday and Thursday right here on Pub Sports Radio. Make sure you press that like and let's win some money, guys.
Yep.
Now we learned all this information. Now let's put the shit to use and hit a banger.
Yes.
We need one of them spenny bombs. Jeffrey wants to know any thoughts on the 3. You guys got anything on the 3? I didn't have anything.
It's got the best jockey. I don't know. He's 7 for 8. He's the 3. He's won it at this distance in service 5 out of 8 times. He placed in the money 7 times. That's a pretty good stat. I missed that. Whoever said that, yeah. 5 out of 8. Wow. 7 out of 8. That's good. Now odds are beautiful.
Yep.
I missed that.
Yeah, I like your 1 as well, Razor. I put it in my exacta. I don't know. That 6 does intrigue me more. I think somebody put that up.
Yeah, I think it was Jeff.
Yeah.
No, it was Deacon Mike, I think.
Oh, though then no.
The 6 recently won on a muddy track.
No.
Now that you found out it was Deacon Mike. Yeah, shout out to Deacon Mike, too, and the Chicago fucking bum-ass Bears. Had them plus 3.5 last night. They couldn't kick a goddamn field goal. And they lost by 6. Bunch of scrubs. The Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears Stadium was on fire. I would not piss on it. I'd let it burn. All right, so we got about 7 minutes till race 7 here at Mountaineer. Shout out to everyone in the chat for joining us. Thanks as always. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday night. Tuesdays at 7:30, Thursdays at 7. Thursdays we break down a lot more tracks. That's why we try to do the interviews and things like that on Tuesdays. So make sure you guys press the like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. This way when we get the next jockey, trainer, or owner on the show, you will know about it and know when we go live.
Are you going to be on Thursday, Rays? Thursday night?
This Thursday, not next Thursday.
Oh, not next Thursday.
The following Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you guys the night off.
All right, thanks. I thought I was gonna have to call out sick.
Oh, yeah, my wife already asked me that question.
Yeah, no, I told you the other day. I kid with my wife. I'm like, well, we got to be back at 7:00 for the show. She's like, "You're kidding me." I'm like, "I am, yeah." I'm like, I am. Don't divorce me.
Deacon Mike, do you want to talk about the Cubs, how they did this year? Is that what you want to talk about? They didn't do much better.
Yeah, and for those Eagles fans, I don't know if Frank Vega's listening. Sorry, buddy. They just don't. They might win the division. They might win the division with like 5 wins. I don't know.
Shout out to Black and East.
Black and East, nice work. I don't know how to set I don't know how to set the notifications. Otherwise, I would do that.
Oh yeah, there's a little bell on.
No, I'm kidding. I'm making fun of myself.
All right, so we got about 5 minutes. Tom, did you confirm a bet on this one, Mountaineer?
Yeah, I did. I have. What do I have? I think I have.
Okay, 281.
Yeah. 281. Yeah, and I added the 6 for my try. I was on the fence about adding anybody for my trifecta, but yeah, I have 128 exacta box, 1286 trifecta box.
2 scares me.
And thanks everybody. I'm over 1,100 for my Twitter people, so thanks everybody. Who I don't know how that happened. I just started this in June or July or something.
Just hit the 1,000 mark.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
heck, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. Now, who knows? Who knows who's going to ask me to be on Razor's show next? Might be. Thanks, BJ. Yeah, might be a owner, might be a trainer, might be a jockey, might be a fellow handicapper. Who the hell knows? Wow. I got all kinds of random people lined up.
Yeah, Kevin. They race each other all the time. I know Trevor said if anyone beats him, he only wants it to be Katie.
And she's so funny. I saw her once at Delaware Park, sitting in the stands, and just taking. She's so, I mean, fiance, but so smitten with Trevor. She had this big camera, just taking pictures of him and stuff. Really cool. And she like comes up to my hip. I'm 6'3". She's 4'10". He said, yeah. Yeah, I had a conversation with her. I had to bend down to listen to her.
Oh my goodness.
But she's a good jockey in her own right.
Oh yeah.
I know she always finds herself on the top of like 15-1 shots that come in.
Yeah, I would love to be a fly on the wall when they talk horses at home.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and then watching it with not only his dad, but his father-in-law.
Yeah, just imagine both the dads and them, and just listening to hear them talk.
Well, and Dylan Davis is Katie's brother.
Oh, okay.
Dylan Davis, the jock up at Aqueduct. So yeah, it's just got to be 24/7, just this, that, and the other. The Paco stuff was great.
Jeffrey's going Mountaineer 8 over the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Wonder why I left the 5 out. Should just have went 8 all. Little Kevin Reed.
Thanks for making fun of my.
Spencer's throwing up some NZ races.
Oh, nice.
Race 6, 138, 1386.
See if I can get on there. I can get on Melbourne. New Zealand. Okay. I think all of a sudden now I can. Can you put that back up, Razor? Do you mind?
Yeah, he went 138, 1386.
Wow. For some reason I can't do it on my phone, but I can do it on my computer. Who the hell knows?
Sounds about right.
Yep. I am blindly tailing you, Spence. Mountaineer.
Yeah, and also Trevor's in the top 10 this year in wins too. I think that'll be 4 top 10s for him.
Yeah, and he was out for a month and a half with COVID. I didn't want to talk about that. I'm glad he kind of brought it up and made light of it. But yeah, people do blame him for shutting Colonial and down and stuff.
Which is crazy because people act like he wanted COVID. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
he's got his shirt on. It says "Give me COVID" on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I wasn't going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm glad he kind of talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, even though he's a professional jockey, I mean, you don't know if. I mean, of course, there's an article out about it, but you never know if he wants people knowing about it or not. Or
Right. Old National
went 8-1-2, 8-1-2-3. Well, it looks like we got about 0 minutes till post. Mountaineer race 7. Dennis Trusty's going $5 win place on the 7, but the 7 is scratched, so he's not playing that race. He was just kidding.
Yeah, Trusty, did you have a? I know you're still in it. Did your horses win thus far for the Survivor Pool?
Yeah, I haven't looked. I know there's 6 people left.
And nobody. I thought Deacon Mike would be the first one to notice because he notices my fashion. I got new headphones for the interview. I thought Deacon Mike would be the first to notice. He's a very observant young man.
Yeah, so we had 6 people left in round 4. L. Jandy Kappa, B. Law, Dennis Trusty, No Attitudes, Tommy Boy 19601, and the High Capper. Those were the top 6 going into round 4. Of course, 3 of those will get eliminated tonight, and we will move to the final 3, which is next week. And real quick, Tom, do you want to go when there's 3 left? Do you want to have 1 winner, or do you think we should drop it to 2 and then 1?
For selfish reasons, just do 3 and that because I want to do another one. For selfish reasons, why drag it out? But it's your show, man. But yeah, it could be like, yeah, whatever. We got it kind of would be, on the other hand, it would kind of be cool to just do 3 and then it'd be very dramatic and then do it for the final 2. And then if we wish, if you want to, or we could, oh, Mike, anyway, if you want, we could do it again. But it was cool.
Right,
I know a lot.
Off at Mountaineer race 7. Looks like the 8 and the 2 got off to the best start. And then you have the 4 who is standing straight up in the middle of the track, and the 1 and the 6 are on the outside. So you got the 8, the 2, the 1, the 4, and the 6. 8 has moved to the front. He's got about almost a horse length lead over the 2. And then you have that 1 coming on the outside. 2 is still fighting strong on the inside in second place, trying to make a move to first. But that 8 is holding on.
Get up there, too.
Then you have that 1 coming on the outside. And they're coming around the final turn. You have the 8 in the middle, the 2 on the inside, and the 1 on the outside. And the 8 is running away.
Oh, 6. No, get out of there, 6. Nobody wants you.
Shit, no.
Here comes the 6 late. The 6 is going to try and get up and win, but it's going to be too late. 8, 6, 1.
Okay.
Nice call by Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeffrey, thank you for giving me that 6. I got to try.
Jeffrey singled the 8. I think that was Deacon Mike who gave you the 6.
No, he didn't. He was probably looking at it upside down, and knowing Deacon Mike looking at it upside down, he thought it was a 9.
But yeah, shout out to Jeffrey. 8 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Nice work, Jeffrey.
So he hit the win, the exacta, and the try.
Yeah, that damn 8. If the 6 was on top, would be sweet. But Rodney cashed it. Sweet.
Nice job, Rodney.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Jeffrey or Deacon Mike, whoever gave me that 6 to put in the try.
Bruce T said, "Nice job, Tom." He gave you the 6.
Bruce, well, thank you, sir. Yeah, good. Yeah, Ken, I think he left, but he's a good capper on on Twitter. I don't know if you follow him at all, Razor. He's a very good capper.
Yep.
I think this is his first time in here tonight.
All right, so a little 8-6 exacta for $2 is going to pay $19.20. $1 trifecta 861 pays out $50.10, and the dollar superfecta pays $178.40. Fat Wally hitting the $2 try. He's getting a double cheeseburger tonight, he said.
Mm-hmm.
Might be able to get a large fry with that too.
And I think down there they call it pop. They don't call it soda. I think they call it pop. I think they finished
off even money.
I know. Yeah. That sucked.
All right, so then we got about 17 minutes till race 8. We have another big favorite at 1-2, the 6 horse. Ed, what kind of hits you got on race 8, Mountaineer?
6, 7, and 2. 6, 7, and 2 race.
6, 7, 2.
Yep.
I like that 7. Fancy Fierce. Hey, chalky's better than losing.
True.
Call me.
Oh,
I'll take the chalk.
I'm interested in this 2 horse. I have 628, 6287, but this 2 I kind of really am liking. Not sure if anybody has any hits on it or any they like it at all. I want to beat the 6, and I think the 2 or the 8 could do it.
Yeah, I don't hate the 8. Never forget her.
Yeah, I want to get something on. I just want to get something on top here.
Yeah, 8 definitely has some late pace.
Yep, that's pace makes the race. Razor. That's exactly right.
I don't know if McDonald's has the triple burgers anymore.
Oh God, I've had many a hangover cured from triple McDonald burgers. Trevor said it would be a great idea to have he and Katie at the same time. Cool.
All right, so we got 2 races left here in Mountaineer. Sarah's in the house for the Triple Clowns. What's up, Sarah?
Hey.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. Hey, hopefully you checked out the interview, Sarah. We try to. We're no Triple Clowns, but we're the Three Stooges tonight.
Yeah, there you go. I fit that bill.
Yeah, we had a great interview with jockey Trevor McCarthy. Answered a lot of great questions that had some great answers.
Yeah, he's a talker, and he loved it. So I mean, he would. I'm sure if the clowns wanted him, he would want to be on your show. Just I told him TVG's in his future.
Sarah does like the 8 as well. Never forget her.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just Trevor McCarthy, Melissa. Nothing to, just good old, plain old Trevor McCarthy. Wendy's has
Mountaineer race 8. Number 4 on top, Superfecta. 4 over 2, 4 through 8, and then 2, 4 through 8, and then 2 through 4 through 8. Fat Wally, $5 exact the box, 247, $2 try, 247, and 10 on the 4 to win.
By Wally, just shout out to Wally. He had, I think it was like a 17-1 shot, 16-1 shot at Philly Park today. Win place. Good work with that, Wally. I'm sure you hit other ones, but that one I saw, and that was just very impressive. So Wally is a hell of a capper. Let me put my bet in here. Yeah, I want to beat the 6, but I don't know if I can. I'm just going to put him in my money here.
Yeah, I'm going 478, 2478. I think we can beat that 6. As my guy Spencer says.
Yep.
Screw the chalk.
Oh, so you faded this? You faded him all the way. Cool. Yeah, and thanks everybody for all the love on the interview when we were doing it. Just all the positivity in the chat was really cool. So that means a lot. And if Razor and Pub Sports allows it, maybe we'll do it again with somebody else. And with Trevor and his fiance, that'd be kind of a cool dual interview. She's she's pretty cool herself.
That's like going to one of those little video games with a claw and you grab 2 animals at once.
Yeah, Black and East, you're not alone, man. I write it down. I think I have, I don't know how many of these books. Just I write all my bets down in them. From I don't know, this just from I think this was started in July of this year. But Santa Anita, Keelan, yeah. Yeah, just shit like, yeah. So I write them all down. I keep it. When I had spare time, I used to look at replays of my losses and stuff. I don't have that kind of time anymore. But yeah, so I'm very forgetful. So yeah. No, and especially like Black and East, especially like with like when we're doing shows on a Saturday or something, and we're capping or we're on the fly like 6 tracks. I don't know who the hell I'm betting on. You know, I'll place my bets in the morning, and I'll forget. So maybe we can we'll do a pop-up show one of these days, Ed. What do you think? One of those Saturday shows, maybe?
Yeah, great. Just let me know.
Yeah, we had success with we've done it twice now. It's been kind of fun.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, and it's a Saturdays. We've got so many tracks going off.
Yes. I enjoy it. You just let me know whenever.
Is it ladies first? Dennis is funny. When is it y'all coming to the wire as ladies first? Yeah, Dennis Trusty, you've got to put pictures when you're at Churchill. I know you go there pretty often. Would just love to get some random pictures of the track. I've only been there once. I know you go there, but just from a horse racing, just almost historian standpoint, it would just be cool to just get a couple behind the scenes pictures the next time you go, Dennis. It'd be kind of cool. You know, if you're very fortunate to live down there, it's awesome. Alex, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time, man. As far as the exactas go, I don't have any tips. I mean, the only thing I can say is just continue to look at PPs and things of that nature. Some days are good, and what we're talking about, whether it was last Tuesday or the Tuesday before, it doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes it's like a roller coaster. You're either you're winning, you're losing. Like I bet I had 5 races yesterday at Parks, and no kidding, all 5 of my horses finished last. So it's so cyclical. Do you have any advice on that, Ed? What Alex asked, is you guys any advice for hitting exactas? I mean, outside of studying, there's no really quick answers.
Well, just remember with an exacta when you play it, know what you win. That's the key. I mean, are you going to win 3 out of 10? And if you only win 3 out of 10, figure out how much money you're putting in, then try to figure out that you have the right odds. If you're playing all chalk, you never get your money back. If you know what I'm saying. So you gotta bet. It depends how many races you win out of 10 in an exacta at a track. If it's 3, 4, of course, if it's 4, you don't have to make as much money. If it's only 2, you gotta make a hell of a lot more money to get your money back. So when you bet an exacta, just don't bet an exacta just to win it. Bet it to win money, to put you back in the profit. That's the key. You gotta know how much you bet and how much you lose and how many races you win. Like Tom just showed you his book here. If you don't have a book, to me, you're playing a wasted game. You have no idea what the hell you're doing, and you end up broke. Just my opinion.
Yeah, if you don't got no book or anything, you're just kind of just picking random numbers and horse names.
Yeah, that's just what it is.
That means a lot coming from you, Ed. I appreciate that.
That's true, Tom. It's right.
No, somebody else. It's kind of like what we're talking about with Trevor. Somebody picks it up. They're like why he only likes 9 numbers? Like, why does he just keep on writing numbers in a row? Like, what the hell? What kind of code is this?
Yeah.
What does EX mean or SU mean? But yeah, it's just it's tough, and like Melissa was saying, it's a good starter. I mean, you look at some TPG things, but I mean, it's again like what we're talking with Gas and Ed and Razor a couple weeks ago. A lot of us have been doing it for 40 years. And we just know a little bit more than the person who's just picking up a racing form for the first time.
And you can learn a lot from your mistakes too.
You know, it's not so much you know, it's how you use what you do know. That's the biggest key. It's not what you know, it's how you can use what you do know. Truthfully, I don't even know what the hell the horses' names are half the time, because my printout, I got to keep it small to get everything in. I'm going by numbers. So sometimes I feel everybody knows the horse name and I don't, but hell, as long as I'm winning, I don't care what his name is. I mean, that's just my
funny.
way.
No, you're right.
That's just my way. That's not everybody's way, but make your way. That's the main thing. You can't win by my way. You got to win by your way.
Yep.
What works for me may not work for you, but maybe out of 3 people here, maybe you put a little bit from each one. That'll work for you.
Yep. That's funny. But yeah, I don't know the horses' names half the time. When we were doing the Breeders' Cup with Jimmy, the big races, I know the horses' names. I don't know the numbers. It's kind of it's the opposite because you know that these horses are Hall of Fame horses. But yeah, you're right. I don't know the fucking names of the horses half the time. Yeah, and it's like a lot of times too. The amount that you put in, the amount that you put in is going to take out what you put back. If you're just betting constantly, $2, $2, you're not going to come out on. You're going to be constantly putting money in your TVG account or your Twin Spires account. You have to. It's like anything else. It's like a business, essentially. That's how I have X amount of money that I use for what I do, and to make money, you're going to have to spend money. So if you have a little bit of a bankroll, you have to put you have to bet a little bit more to make more, and you see that if you're used to betting $2, and I'm not like gas. I'm not betting $200 a race or something like that. But if you can bet a little bit more than the minimum, you're going to see that you're going to see that in the winnings. But of course, you don't always win.
You know, if you don't have a lot of money, play dime supers. Learn how to get 2 or 3 winners out of a dime super. That teaches you something. Maybe if you can learn how to play dime supers, then you can step up to exactas. But you got to play something and get to understand what you're playing.
Yep.
And like Melissa said too, do a $2 exacta box where it costs you $4, and then you only win $3.60 because you bet the chalk and the chalk. So definitely take a look at probables. You definitely don't want to lose money in a race. To me, it's not even betting if you're going to win about 20 cents. So you definitely got to look at the odds and the probables, definitely.
And there's no shame in tailing anybody for Alex or whoever. I mean, I'll tail Spencer, I'll tail Razor, I'll tail Ed, I'll tail Gas or Kevin or who guys in the chat. There's no harm in that, and that's kind of like when we have these Tuesdays, we joke and stuff, but we'll break down a race. And if you listen to us break it down, it's kind of cool because the more you break it down, the more you look and say, okay, hey, you know what? Now I know Ed likes this 5 horse or 6 horse, whatever the case may be. I might throw him in my trifecta. There's no shame in tailing anybody, especially if you're new.
Yeah, and we also have a big horse group chat on Twitter. So if you want to get in on that, just message me on Twitter, RazorSharpPicks, and we'll send you an invite. I know we got like 50 plus people in there. I know Spencer handicaps horses 24/7.
Yes, he does. He's always there.
He takes a nap for about 15 minutes, walks his dog for 15 minutes, has lunch for 15 minutes, and he's capping the rest of the 23 hours. So.
I don't think he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think he goes to the bathroom. He might eat.
He might cap them on the toilet. He might cap the horses on the toilet. How much he caps.
I'm hoping when things get slowed down, I can get on there with them.
Yeah, most of the time I have to mute the I have to mute
Mine's muted. Mine, yeah.
So I don't see a lot of stuff. It's funny though because someone will say something and I'll like catch it, and it feels like I've been reading everything, but it's my first read of the day. But
You did. Yeah, you did that today. That's with me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't see everything that's in the chat, but yeah, if you want in, we talk horses, we talk sports, we talk everything. We got Melissa in there, and her and Dennis go at it. It's pretty funny. And Angry Mike's in there as well.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, shoot me a message on Twitter, RazorSharpPicks, and I'll send you guys that invite.
No, we've already decided that Spencer is also Dennis Garcia. He's one and the same. We've never seen a picture of Dennis Garcia. We know nothing about him.
Yeah, Divine, just message me on Twitter, RazorSharpPicks. Same with you, Alex. Message me on Twitter, and we will send you the invite.
Cool. Triple Clowns, nice.
Hey.
Ed, did you get on their show? I know that the show got postponed, but were you able to, did you guys ever hook up?
To bet on what again?
Did you hook up with the Triple Clowns? Oh, they're off at Mountaineer, by the way.
Okay, wait a second.
All right, it looks like the 6 and the 8 and the 7 are 3 wide. I will triple. 6, 8, and then you got the 2 and the 7 right behind them, but you got the 6 out front at 4 to 5. And then you got 8 on the outside. Never forget her. You also have that 7 making a strong move on the outside. He's now down to 2 to 1.
That was the Razor Sharp money.
6 is still out front. As they come around the final turn, and that 6 is looking strong.
Get up there, 8. Cut up there, 8. Come on. Get up there, 8.
Come on, 2. Come on, 2.
No one is going to catch that 6.
No, sir. Yeah, they're going to get it.
Oh, yeah. Get out of there, 5.
6, 2, 5.
You had the exacta, but
no, that's okay.
I was really hoping that 8 would get up there.
To answer your question, Tom, when Triple Clowns, the first time they invited me on, Sarge couldn't be there, which was okay. The second time they invited me, I had to refuse because my wife had her foot operated on.
Okay.
I couldn't go on a program, then every 15 or 20 minutes go take care of my wife. So gotcha. I refused. I had to decline them again. I felt bad about that because I think they're very, very fantastic, Sarah and Randy. But I didn't want to make a fool of myself and have get them going all the time.
No, well, and yeah, I don't know if anybody in chat should follow the Triple Clowns.
Oh yes, most certainly.
They have an awesome podcast, and I think on most every Sunday they have them for a couple Sundays, but they cap Santa Anita. But yeah, they're good. If you can get over Razor's BFF Troy or AJ, I should say, another Packers fan.
Even if you can't watch them, go to YouTube and get their old shows. They're
absolutely
old shows. They're really. I haven't got all of them yet because I've been so busy. But when the winter starts, I should have time to listen to them all. They're very knowledgeable.
They do a couple great. They had Candace Hare on a couple times. The from TVG, Sarge's on all the time. I'm lucky enough to be part of the posse. They had me on a couple times. Yeah, they're awesome. Even AJ.
Yeah, they had Mark Patterson on there. He's an excellent handicapper. Very smart man.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not letting me invite people in the chat.
We might have to ask Spen. Yeah, because I tried to add Mikey P and I couldn't. I had to get Spenny to do it.
Or maybe Spencer's like an admin or something. He's got connections.
Oh, nice, Jeffrey.
That's that Aussie station, right? You're talking about Razor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
the
good.
Aussie horse race
I want to
church.
get on that if I can, but I'm on it, but I gotta wait till I get time. Hell, remember I said I was fighting bed bugs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy was fighting bed bugs, got the virus. So I'm sitting here hoping the hell I don't have it.
Right. Yeah. Especially with you and your wife.
Yeah, we'll be screwed. But I can't stay in. There's so much I have to do.
You're a busy man.
Too busy for an
Jeffrey.
too busy for an old fart.
Oh, golf today. Equine. Oh, wow. Shit, word gets out fast. Tom, tell us about Equine Edge. And would you buy the program? Heard you were in the chat. Damn, horse racing world is small. I don't have the program. I don't.
That's what Kevin Reed uses.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have the program. It's a lot of money. I was happy because just real quick, funny story. I called out a race. I asked Scotty, the guy who has Equine Edge. I'm like, "What do you like?" Whatever. It was a Trevor's horse. It was on Sunday. And I'm like, "Do you like the 5 at Laurel?" It was actually the 3 at Laurel. He's like, no, I like this. Why do you like the 3? And I told him why, et cetera, et cetera. And it came out winning. I looked kind of smart. But anyway, I don't know. It's expensive. It's a little bit pricey for my pocketbook, and it's a little bit confusing. So to answer your question, Golf, I don't know. Oddly enough, our guy Gas was in the chat as well. We were kind of going back and forth. He was still trying to figure out that data as well. But if you sign up, you get a free trial. They spout out so much stuff at you. It's kind of hard to figure out. I'm not going to give up on it, but I'm not gonna give it a stamp of approval. But it's worth signing up because you will get a the Scotty notification that he goes live on a Sunday, and it's like we're always talk about, just learning about everything.
Yeah, they are. It's $10 a day, 25 for the weekend pass, $50 for a weekend warrior, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh wait, what's the difference between a weekend pass? Oh, okay, the $49.95 a month you get every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or the unlimited pass for a month is $80.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of people like I still am a little bit old school, and as weird as it sounds, I still like to read a racing form. And I can get numbers spit out at me, but I don't know. I kind of like the system, but yeah, if you could check it out, check out the website, and I'm neither gonna give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Kevin's the person to ask because I know I spoke to him about it. I know he really enjoys it. And I think Gas was kind of, when I spoke to him the other day, he was kind of just trying to figure out the system as well as I was. But yeah, we got to beat the chalk here at freaking Mountain tonight. I'm going to get another beer in the meantime. Oh, well, Jeffrey does it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we got 51 people in the chat. I wonder if maybe 50 is the max or something. I don't know. Everyone who's trying to join our horse racing chat on Twitter, I'm working on it. It's not letting us really invite anyone. We have 51 plus people in there, so I'm not sure if there's a limit. But we'll definitely take a look, and we'll let you guys know. I'll definitely send you guys an invite once it gets up and running. I have the people's name who messaged me. Yeah, Melissa,
Cool.
you should go handicap with Tom one time. He's got his little notebook with all the writings in it. It's some old school stuff.
Well, you saw it when we went. You saw it when we went to Delaware.
Yeah.
We're like, what is he going to school? What is he going to social studies class with that
I
notebook
was
or
like,
something?
can I go back and get my book bag? I forgot my school.
That's cool, Jeffrey. No, this is good information that Jeffrey's putting up about Equine Edge.
All right, let's see how much time we got. All right, so we got 13 minutes till the last race, 9 and Mountaineer. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hope you guys you loved our interview with Trevor McCarthy. Appreciate you guys stopping in as always. Make sure you press that like button and subscribe as well to Pub Sports Radio. We have hit over 2.39K subscribers. Our next mark is 2.5. So make sure you guys press the share button, like button, and subscribe so we can keep growing, guys. Appreciate everyone following us and supporting the Pub Squad. And rumor is there might be a horse T-shirt coming soon to
you've been talking about it.
radio.com.
You've been talking about that. I don't know. What are you making it out of? Stone or something?
It's got to be perfection.
This is a good one, Razor. It's a good Delaware beer. Tangerine. It's a milkshake IPA, Mississippian River, which I don't like the brewery whatsoever. I got tossed from there twice, but not because I was drunk. Yeah, it's if you get it over at Creston's or something like that, it's a good one. I know you've got your keg and stuff, but it's a
that
tasty.
is a great idea, Golf, but I'm not sure how it works because I know like Sunday Ticket, NFL Ticket, I have that, but it won't. I can't give my information to anyone because I tried logging in on 2 TVs and it kicks you out. So I'm not sure how that would work. But that would definitely be worth maybe a try. Maybe
Yeah,
see if
that's
Kev
a good
has
idea.
it. I don't know if Kev has it or not, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind splitting the cost.
That's not a bad idea.
And you know why Golf Today is so smart? Probably because he's a Packers fan. Go Pack, go. First place in the NFC. If you haven't heard, now you heard.
Did you know that Aaron Rodgers is in the new Vince Vaughn movie?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You better wait till the season's over.
No, yeah, I don't know. I just saw a headline. You know how Google does, like, I guess I looked at Packers stuff or something like that. Aaron Rodgers is in the new Vince Vaughn movie. I'm like, okay.
Hey, do you see Tisdale changed jockeys now?
Who?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Tisdale
Johnny
changed
V.
jockeys.
Johnny V.
Yeah,
He wants a winner.
I thought maybe it was Kevin Reed there for a while, but then I kept reading.
Where is he running? Grants Pass next, right?
Yeah. If Kevin's listed, I can hear him now.
Yeah, 'tis the law.
Well, tis the law. Tis isn't that bad. Come on, you got to give me a chance. Who won the Belmont? The fastest horse in the race.
Shout out to Kevin Reed.
No, Kevin, the fastest horse usually wins.
And I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. I think the Seattle Seahawks lost this weekend. So maybe that's why we haven't seen too much of Kevin Reed. He's having a lot of losses in his life lately. Seattle, Tiz. He's moved, so he's got a lot on his shoulder.
Was he building a house or something too, right?
Oh yeah, all that money he's got, he probably built a house on like all this land. He's
Wow.
got a bunch of land.
He
lives
must.
on his own little island.
Hell maybe own Tiz and we don't even know it.
I'm sure. Yeah, the Kevin Reed money. I always joke, hey, we don't have Kevin Reed money, but no, we don't. Just kind of something fun. I don't know how we're going to do it, but just pay attention to your Twitter feed tomorrow. Dennis Trusty and I are going to go head to head at Parks. I don't know how we're going to do it, but just for shits and giggles, we're going to see what happens.
Nice. Well, good luck. You guys wagering anything on it? Maybe like $5 a case of beer or something?
Bragging rights. I don't have Dennis Trusty money either. Yeah, I got Tom money. My wife wants another horse.
Didn't you just buy 4 horses?
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
Hell, I never even paid a horse.
No, and I got and this is another story for another day, but I sent the pedigrees to both Gas and Kevin. I may get a share of a thoroughbred. We'll see. I don't know. Kevin really liked the pedigree.
Nice. Well, we can go talk to my trainer lady at Delaware Park, and then we'll
Yes, Lynn Ashby.
And we'll be set. We got a trainer and a jockey.
Yeah, Lynn Ash. She used to do Arabians.
Yeah.
I was talking to the owner who knows Lynn. That guy, when we were talking to Lynn when we were, and she knows my guy, and he knows Lynn.
Yeah, shout out to Lynn and Mark Ashby, trainers at Delaware Park, some good friends of mine.
Yeah, Dennis Trusty. Like I said, I used to be pretty good at Parks. The past 2 weeks, they're going to build a statue of me because I donated so much money. We got Mountaineer.
Dennis Trusty made that fancy little thing on his computer with tonight's races. I think if he loses, he has to make a fancy little thing for you that says Tom is better than me or something like that.
But I can't do that. I can barely log on my computer, Razor.
Well, he would have to make one for you, and you would.
But what happened? I can barely log on my computer, so I'm not going to be making that for him.
That's why I said let him make it. He'll make it. You just have to post it.
Oh, I see. We got 4 minutes to Mountaineer, by the way, guys. We're sitting here bullshitting. Race 9.
I don't have nothing really there except the 6. I couldn't find nothing. It was tough ones for me.
Well, like who said it? Someone said the favorite has won every race.
Yep.
Except the first one or something. Old National. So I feel like you can just key the 6 on top. I won't be doing that, but
maybe Kevin goes to Colonial Downs. Didn't he say something about his company's in Richmond or someplace?
Oh yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought he said one time his company was in Richmond. That's where Colonial's at, right there.
Oh, okay. I like the 2, the 8, and the 10.
I could get a handle on the race, to be truthful with you.
And the 6. I mean, the 6 looks good.
Yeah. The 6 does look good.
That's the only one I had.
Yeah, see, I'm with golf. He wants to know what the winner gets. Something's got to win. You got to win something.
Bragging rights. We just put this together. I don't know. I don't know. We could mail each other some, a beer or a liquor of their choice or something from that state. I don't know. I know we both like to drink. I mean, all I know about that is he likes horses and he likes to drink, like me. I mean, I don't know. That's all you guys know about me. I like to drink and I like horses.
That sounds like a nice little bet. A little small bottle of their choice. You get the little search what they have in their states, maybe something different. A little $12 bottle or something. Divine wants to know if the 8 age scares us. What was that race we watched the other day and some 15-year-old horse won?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, Triple Clown. Sarah, you better slow your roll down there right now. No one's touching this.
No, the belt wouldn't fit me.
Deacon Mike bet 2 Walmart t-shirts.
You know what, Deacon Mike? Your jokes are older than Billy Crystal, man. Like you get your material from him.
Kevin, wishing you luck. Bunch of Tootsie Roll Pops are on the line.
Damn it, Dennis, you're right. I shouldn't have said a jack shit. You're right, Dennis. My fault, buddy.
Well, toilet paper is going to be short soon, so maybe you can bet some toilet paper. That's going to be flying off the shelves here soon.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard in Philly they're closing down restaurants, things like that.
Oh, don't get me started.
It's not good. It's going backwards.
Let the government tell you what to do. Why not?
I think they should close all the big businesses and let all the small businesses stay open so you shop at all the small businesses.
I had a laugh. That I talked to my jeweler, and he was crying. He said, "Oh, Ed," he said, "I was shut down for 3 months. They never sent me that check for $1,000 or $1,200.
Oh wow!
The only people they didn't send that check to are the ones that made about $150,000 a year or better."
Oh right.
But I didn't say nothing. I said, "Oh, I felt so sorry for you."
Well, they were also sending it out on debit cards too.
Was they?
Yeah, they weren't sending everyone checks. They were giving people debit cards.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, for the stimulus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a guy who works for me who never didn't do his taxes, and he didn't get his package. I'm like, well, you do your taxes? He's like, no. I'm like, well, there you go.
Oh, wow. I know people who didn't do their taxes. They still got it. I know people whose dad passed away 3 years ago, and he got one in his checking account. So, it's wild.
Yeah, you're right. And dead people didn't vote, right? Okay.
Toronto's getting closed down, Kevin said. Water, Clorox wipes, and TP for a prize. Divine's going win place 7, try box 5, 6, 8.
Okay. Yeah, I like that 7.
Big O's going $2 exacta box 5 with the 7, 8, 9, 10.
What's up, Big O? Saw 43 people in here. That's great.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
Yeah.
It stink. We had at one point we had 60 some odd people, but we still have 58 thumbs up. So that's freaking amazing.
Yeah, we had 60 plus people in here when Trevor was on, so it was great turnout. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Trevor McCarthy. Shout out to Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to Tom for getting him on here.
Yes.
Shout out to Ed for being smooth as hell.
Shout out to Razor for being the host with the most.
That's right. Without Razor, we wouldn't be here.
Nope, we'd all be, just talking to our wives or asleep or something like that.
That's right.
So
We're
We'd all be
thankful to
doing
have.
chores around the house or something.
yeah.
Thanks, Big O, for joining us. It's a new name to me.
Yeah, Big O. Big O,
CJ in the house.
Big O, do you have Twitter? Yeah, hit me up. I'll follow you back, buddy.
Yeah, and if you guys missed it, we had Trevor McCarthy on here earlier, so make sure you guys check out the video and watch it again.
Jeffrey. I like Jeffrey. He's kind of new to the chat too, I think. I don't think I remember his name.
All right, they are off at Mountaineer Race 9. This is the last one here for us tonight. We will be back here on Pub Sports Radio Thursday night at 7 o'clock sharp.
Here's that damn 6.
6 is out front, the favorite at 2-5. 6, 8, 9. Six is still out front at 2-5. He's up about 2.5 horse lengths behind this 6. So you have the 8, the 9, the 2, and the 5. Coming around the final turn. And my computer went off.
Let's see. And this 6, god damn it, he I don't know if he's the good horse or if he's the tallest midget in the circus, but he freaking wired it, and the feed's terrible. It looks like there's a little league lights out there at Mountaineer. I couldn't see any of the other horses. So 6, 8, 7. Cash my trifecta with that 7. Was it 15-1?
Nice.
I mean, it's on the bottom, but yeah, that freaking 2-5. Again, they call it Mountaineer. God damn it.
Appreciate you, Jeff, as always, showing up.
Yeah.
Glad you're posting out your picks now, man. That's awesome.
Really happy to have you, man.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. I'm going to put the show off, and I'm going to go watch that replay again of Trevor McCarthy with some great information. Make sure you guys share this video as well. Let everyone know about it. I'm going to try and clip it. Might not get it tonight, maybe tomorrow. Just the interview. So hopefully we can get that out. Make sure you guys like the post below. Share it, and make sure you guys subscribe to Pub Sports Radio. Make sure you check them out, pubsportsradio.com. Make sure you check them out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and on Instagram. Before we head out, Mr. Smooth Ed, what you got for the chat?
Just keep coming and keep learning. You're never going to find a chat. You're going to learn more than you learn here. That's all I have, Rays.
Appreciate it. And Tom, what about you? What do you got for him?
Everybody, thanks. I was really jacked up for tonight, and I don't think it disappointed. Thanks everybody for coming in. Great to see some new names in here. Jeffrey, couple other folks that I've seen. Just hit me up on Twitter, Tom and Tom Racing 1. I'll follow you back. And Big O, another new name. Good to see you, buddy. And everybody, Fat Wally, Bruce, Melissa, Rodney, Deacon Mike, Dennis Trusty, of course. Everybody, it's awesome.
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Alex Condiff, Dennis Trusty, Triple Clowns, Run Good, Rodney, Old National, Melissa was in the house, Kevin, Jeffrey, Bruce T, Golf Today, Fat Wally, Jeff Old National, Kevin was in here. Dennis Trusty, appreciate you guys as always. I mean, we always have the same squad up in here. I mean, it's pretty much like family, guys. So I appreciate you stopping in. Most of you here every Tuesday and Thursday. Shout out to Divine as always, showing up,
Divine.
supporting the squad. Appreciate everyone in the chat as always. Like I said, make sure you guys subscribe, press that like button, and share the video from Pub Sports Radio. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at RazorSharpPicks. I post all my plays on there. Most of the time it's for free. If not, I ask just for a small little tip. So appreciate all the support as always. Make sure you guys subscribe, like as always, and shout out to Pub Sports Radio, always hosting the show Tuesdays and Thursdays. So for Ed, for Tom, I'm Razor Sharp Picks. Have a great night, fellas.